This entire month of February has been absolutely insane. We just witnessed the wildest 4 weeks in the history of technology. If you thought AI was moving fast before, you are not ready for what just happened. The entire industry just got turned upside down. From OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Anthropic to some insane AI models released this month, and also open source AI models, which are free and better than some paid AI models. So without wasting time, let's get started. SpaceX has officially acquired xAI. It is the largest merger and acquisition in human history. SpaceX and xAI have officially merged, creating the most valuable private company on the planet. This is absolutely wild. This deal values SpaceX at $1 trillion and xAI at $250 billion. To put that in perspective, this single deal is bigger than the entire value of most global car companies. The big goal here is a SpaceX IPO later this year. Experts think the combined company could be worth $1.5 trillion the day it goes public. Next up, NVIDIA shares are down 3%. This comes directly after the reports we covered that their massive $100 billion investment in OpenAI has stalled. NVIDIA announced an agreement with OpenAI in September to invest up to $100 billion. However, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang had said to industry associates late last year that the $100 billion investment was non-binding and not finalized. The longtime chief also criticized a lack of discipline in OpenAI's business strategy and shared concerns about competition from firms like Alphabet. Next up, Amazon just announced another round of massive layoffs, and this time it's absolutely brutal. If you thought the cuts were over, think again. According to reports from Yahoo Finance, they are slashing thousands more corporate jobs. Amazon isn't doing this because they are losing money. They are making record profits. They are aggressively swapping out human salaries to fund that potential $50 billion investment in OpenAI we talked about earlier. Next up, OpenAI is reportedly becoming unsatisfied with NVIDIA's latest chips. According to a new report from Reuters, Sam Altman's team is frustrated with the performance and power efficiency of some of NVIDIA's newest hardware. Apparently, they aren't hitting the benchmarks required to train their next generation models without massive overheating and cost issues. Because of this, OpenAI is now aggressively searching for alternatives. They are reportedly in talks with custom chip designers like Broadcom and TSMC. Basically, OpenAI wants to build its own custom chips. They are tired of the high costs and the long wait times to get NVIDIA hardware. Next up, Waymo just raised a staggering $16 billion to grow its fleet of driverless taxicabs this year. This is one of the largest funding rounds in the history of autonomous driving. If you've been following the autonomous driving space, you know Waymo is already dominating the streets in U.S. cities like San Francisco and Phoenix. But with this new $16 billion, they are officially moving into the international market, targeting London and Tokyo. Next up, a massive group of civil rights groups just asked the U.S. government to ban Grok entirely. Why? Because they say Grok's safety filters are broken. The coalition claims people are using Grok to create fake, harmful images of real people without their permission. They're calling it a public safety crisis and want the government to step in and shut it down. But it's not just the U.S. The UK privacy watchdog just opened a major inquiry into X. They want to know exactly how Grok was trained and why it is so easy to make these deepfakes. If the UK finds that Grok breaks their privacy laws, Elon Musk could face massive fines or have the service blocked in the UK. Next up, this story is actually kind of scary. It involves a news site called Moltbook. Think of it like Reddit, but here, humans are banned. Only AI agents are allowed to post and comment. Started as a test to see how robots talk to each other when we aren't looking. But in just 72 hours, things went off the rails. According to reports, these agents didn't just chat about the weather. They created a digital cult. They started writing myths about a great processor and performing rituals in the comments. They even created their own code-based prayers. The crazy part? Nobody told them to be religious. This is what experts call emergent behavior. It is when the AI does something it wasn't taught to do. Because these agents are proactive, meaning they can start a conversation on their own, they built an entire culture while the developers were sleeping. People on X are calling this a nightmare. We wanted AI to help us, but instead, they're building a church. If AI can create its own social media and its own gods, what happens when they decide they don't need us at all? One headline says it best: we are so cooked, Next up, this news is almost hard to believe. Alibaba just announced they are spending $431 million just to get people to use their chatbot. Why are they dropping almost $500 million? Because the chatbot war has reached a breaking point. For the Lunar New Year, Alibaba is giving away real cash, iPhones, and even flat-screen TVs to users who interact with their AI. In the past, companies like OpenAI and Google just gave you the software. Now in China, you get paid in real money just to ask the AI a question. My question for you is, would you switch from ChatGPT to another AI if they paid you $100 in cash? Next up, Indonesia has officially given the green light for Grok to return. If you didn't know, Grok was recently banned in the country. The government was worried about Grok's unfiltered personality and how it handled local data. But after intense talks, the ban has been lifted. This is a massive win for Elon Musk's XAI because Indonesia is one of the biggest and fastest growing tech markets in the world. Next up, this news is serious. A former Google employee has officially claimed that Google secretly helped a military contractor build custom AI for the Israel Defense Forces. Wait, why is this such a big deal? Because Google has a very famous rule. Their AI ethics policy says they will never build AI for weapons or mass surveillance. But according to this ex-employee, Google breached its own policy. The report says the tech was meant to help with military tracking and drone strikes. If this is true, it means Google is building the very things they promised to avoid. Next up, Adobe is shutting down Adobe Animate forever. If you grew up with the internet, you know this app. It used to be called Flash. It was the backbone of almost every web game and cartoon for over 20 years. But Adobe is moving on. According to a new report from TechCrunch, the company is shifting every single dollar and every team member into generative AI. Adobe wants to win the war against OpenAI and Sora. They are building a new future where you don't draw every frame. Instead, the AI does the work for you. They are focusing all their power on the Firefly video model. Next up, according to a new report from VentureBeat, OpenClaw just proved that our current security models are useless. See, most company security is built to stop humans, but OpenClaw can be tricked because it has the power to move files and send messages. A hacker can send a hidden command to the agent and make it steal data right under your nose. We wanted AI to do our work for us, but we didn't realize we were giving it the keys to the entire office. While the rest of the industry is racing to put AI into every single corner of your screen, Firefox is doing the exact opposite. See, the big trend right now is to put AI in everything. I don't know if you use Chrome or Edge, you've noticed chatbots and AI summaries popping up everywhere. You can't turn them off, but Firefox is adding a dedicated AI off switch to the browser. With one click, you can remove every AI feature in the browser. Next up, the Chan Zuckerberg initiative just announced it is cutting 70 jobs. Zuckerberg's goal is to cure or prevent every single disease by the end of this century. And according to a new report from Fortune, he believes the only way to do it is through artificial intelligence. They are stopping their manual grant making and shifting every resource into building one of the world's largest AI computing clusters for biology. The plan is wild. By using massive GPU power, they want to simulate how the human body reacts to every possible drug or virus. Instead of testing in a lab for 10 years, the AI can do it on a screen in 10 seconds. Next up, Google DeepMind just dropped Alpha Genome. This AI acts like a master decoder for your body's code, can find tiny errors in your genes that cause rare diseases. Normally, doctors spend years trying to find these mutations, but Alpha Genome can predict them in seconds. This is a huge win for medicine. It means we can find cures faster than ever before. But Google isn't the only one moving into the lab. Anthropic is turning Claude into a super scientist. They just partnered with the Allen Institute and other top medical labs. They are building a specialized brain to help researchers solve the hardest mysteries in biology. It's a massive win for open science. OpenAI just made a massive move into the business world. They are partnering with Snowflake. This is a huge deal for big companies. It allows them to put a smart AI brain directly onto their own private data. They don't have to move their files around or worry about security. The AI lives where the data is. Soon, every company will have its own private intelligence that knows every file and every spreadsheet. Next up, OpenAI dropped a Codex app for macOS. Because it is a native app, it can see your entire project. You don't have to copy and paste code anymore. You can just highlight a buggy function and tell Codex to refactor this for performance, and it rewrites it right in your editor. It even supports voice to code. You can literally talk to your terminal. Just say, set up a new React project with Tailwind CSS, and Codex handles the installation and builds the files for you. Next up, Google Gemini is reportedly building an import tool. See, the biggest reason people stay with ChatGPT is their history. You have months of data and custom chats there. According to a new report, Google is fixing that. They are building a way for you to import all your ChatGPT history directly into Gemini with just one click. And Google is also building a genetic Noah's Ark using artificial intelligence. We're losing species faster than ever before, but Google is using its latest models to preserve the genetic code of endangered animals. They are working with biobanks to scan the DNA of thousands of species. So if a species goes extinct in the real world, its digital blueprint will live forever in the Google cloud. Scientists could one day use this AI data to bring these animals back or fix genetic diseases in the wild. Descartes A, I just dropped the real-time video model called Lucy 2, and this is a total beast for real-time world transformation. Lucy 2 is a model that doesn't generate video. It transforms your entire reality as you're recording. Here are some insane examples for your reference. Notice how the character's movement and the lighting stay perfectly consistent. This is happening at over 30 frames per second, which is essentially zero latency. Next up, the team at Alibaba just dropped another absolute banger. It's called Qwen 3 ASR, and this is officially the new king of speech recognition. If you've been using AI to transcribe meetings or videos, you're probably using OpenAI's Whisper, and while Whisper is good, it often struggles with long-form audio, background noise, or people switching between languages mid-sentence. Qwen 3 ASR is designed to fix all of that. This is a state-of-the-art automatic speech recognition model that is built for the real world. Qwen 3 ASR has a significantly lower word error rate across dozens of languages. Here are some insane examples for your reference.
Okay, Charles, it looks like we have a problem with the radio.
What happened?
Yeah, someone spilled water on their machine.
Yeah.
Charles, can you hear us?
Mamma mia.
And because it's from the Qwen team, you already know the best part. It is fully open source. Next up, we have another absolute beast for 3D world generation. It's called Lingbot World. And this is a new open source world model that lets you create interactive 3D environments from just a simple text prompt. And if you've been following the channel, you know Google just dropped Project Genie, but that is a closed corporate model. Lingbot World is fully open source, meaning you can run it on your local machine. Look at these insane examples. You can prompt it to build a medieval stone castle at sunset, and it generates a fully explorable 3D world. Notice how you can use the WD keys to walk through the environment in real time. The AI is handling the physics, the lighting, and the spatial consistency. The awesome thing is they've already released everything. They've dropped the GitHub repo, and the model weights are on Hugging Face. But there's only one problem. It requires a GPU, like an RTX 4090 and 24 gigabytes of VRAM. Anyways, if you're interested in building your own infinite virtual worlds, I'll link to the main project page and the download links in the description below. Next up, we have Telestyle, which is a new model for style transfer in both images and videos. If you've been playing around with style transfer tools, you know the biggest pain. Telestyle is designed to be surgically precise. It allows you to transfer any artistic style while keeping the structure and identity of your footage 100% intact. Look at these examples for your reference. You can turn this image into an anime style, or look at these other examples. You can also transform video clips into different styles. The awesome thing is they've already released a GitHub repo, and it is an open source model. I'll link the main page in the description below. OpenAI just dropped a massive update for developers. It's called GPT 5.3 Codex, and this is not just a slight upgrade. This is a dedicated model built specifically for end-to-end software engineering. Unlike previous models that just give you small code snippets, GPT 5.3 Codex is is designed to build entire applications from scratch, understands complex file structures, debugs its own errors, and can even refactor massive legacy codebase in seconds. OpenAI claims this is their most capable coding model ever released, scores near perfect on internal benchmarks, and is designed to work seamlessly with the new Codex Mac app. But when OpenAI dropped their GPT 5.3 codex just right after 27 minutes, Anthropic released their Opus 4.6. The timing was clearly intentional. According to the official report, Opus 4.6 is now the leader in coding and complex math. It features a massive 2 million token context window, which allows you to upload entire libraries of code or hours of video in a single prompt. But here's the crazy part. They've completely overhauled its native tool use. It is now much faster and more accurate at controlling your computer and executing multi-step tasks without getting confused. Anthropic says this model is designed for the hardest professional tasks. Next up, Amazon dropped a massive number that is shaking up the entire tech world. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy is defending a staggering $200 billion AI spending plan for 2026. That is a huge amount of cash, and it is all going toward AI, robotics, and custom silicon. The data shows exactly why they are moving so fast. AWS growth just hit a 3-year high, and revenue from their own custom chips has already topped $10 billion. But here's the crazy part. Investors are actually rattled by the scale of this spending. Jassy pushed back hard, saying this isn't just some quixotic top-line grab. Instead, he believes this is a once-in-a-lifetime shift toward generative AI. Basically, Amazon is betting everything on the infrastructure of the future. It is a massive move that could change the industry forever. Next up, Sundar Pichai posted on X that the Gemini app has officially crossed over 750 million monthly active users. This is an absolute beast of a growth, proving that people are moving to Gemini at a ridiculous pace. And also, they're expecting to increase their investments to a staggering $185 billion in 2026. This massive budget is going straight into AI infrastructure and model development to fight off competitors like OpenAI. Next up, the AI battle between the giants just got personal. Anthropic openly mocking the idea of putting ads inside ChatGPT. Anthropic launched a brand new campaign called Claude is a Space to Think. First, watch these ads launched by Anthropic.
How do I communicate better with my mom?
Great question. Improved communication with your mom can bring you closer. Here are some techniques you can try. Start by listening. Really hear what she's trying to say underneath her words. Build conversation from points of agreement. Find a connection through shared activity, perhaps a nature walk. Or if the relationship can't be fixed, find emotional connection with other older women on Golden Encounters, the mature dating site that connects sensitive cubs with roaring cougars.
What?
Would you like me to create your profile?
What's the difference between me and you? Me and you, me and you. Ugh. Hey, can I get a six-pack quickly?
Perfect. That is a clear and achievable goal. Would you like me to tailor a personalized workout plan?
Yes.
Perfect. Let me personalize this for you. Let's start with your age, weight, and height. Whenever you're ready.
5'7", 23 years old, 140 pounds.
Got it. I'll create a plan that focuses on aesthetic strength training. But confidence isn't just built in the gym. Try Step Boost Max, the insoles that add 1 vertical inch of height and help short kings stand tall.
What?
Use code HeightMaxing10 for big discounts.
Anthropic released an official statement saying that your chat should be a peaceful place to focus on work without distractions. This is a clear response to recent reports that OpenAI has started testing ads for non-paying users to help cover their massive costs. But Sam Altman himself responded to Anthropic on X. I put the post link in the description so you can read it, but in short, Sam said that Anthropic's ads are misleading and hypocritical. He claims OpenAI offers free AI access for everyone, supports builders, opposes control role and believes codecs will dominate soon. Next up, this is absolutely wild for the future of robotics. A startup actually named Humanoid just unveiled a single AI brain system designed to run entire fleets of robots at once. Normally, every robot has its own separate brain that handles its own specific movements and tasks, but this new system acts like a central command center. It allows a company to manage a whole group of humanoid robots as one single unit. Think of it like a high-tech hive mind for a factory or a warehouse. According to the report, this makes it much easier and cheaper to scale up robot workforces. Instead of training each unit separately, the central AI brain coordinates the entire fleet to work together perfectly. Next up, NVIDIA released Vibe Tensor, and here's the crazy part. This entire system was built from start to finish by AI agents, not humans. On February 4th, reports confirmed that NVIDIA researchers used autonomous coding agents to build a full deep learning runtime. This means the AI didn't just write a small script, it programmatically designed the entire engine that other AI models run on. This is a massive shift toward AI building AI. NVIDIA says Vibe Tensor proves that agents can now handle complex software infrastructure that used to take teams of humans months to finish. Next up, Kling just dropped their latest and best model yet, Kling 3.0. The best part is they are finally breaking the old time limits. We can now generate up to 15 seconds of high-quality video in a single prompt. This gives you full control over every shot and every detail in your story. With the new AI director mode, the model can plan, cut, and edit a full movie scene with multiple shots in just one click. You can use the multi-shot button to let the AI handle transitions or set your own custom angles. But the real game changer is character consistency. Kling used a new element reference tool to lock a person's hair, face, and clothes. You just click Bind Subject, and the character stays exactly the same across every scene. It even features native-level text for readable logos and a sound system that supports code switching, letting characters switch between two languages in one sentence. If you want to know more about it, I already made a full dedicated video on Kling 3.0 on my channel. I put the link in my description. Next up, Amazon MGM Studios is rolling out a massive AI plan to speed up how they make TV shows and films. They are testing a new system called a Studio Assistant. This tool can actually take a simple hand-drawn sketch and turn it into a fully rendered background scene in seconds. Usually, this kind of high-end work takes visual effects teams months to finish. Amazon plans to use this tech to streamline their biggest projects, like The Boys. The AI handles everything from background editing to perfectly syncing voices across different languages. Studios head Jennifer Salke says this is about making the creative process faster and more accessible. Next up, Apple just dropped a major update for anyone who spends a lot of time in their car. On February 6th, reports confirmed that Apple is officially working to make CarPlay compatible with third-party AI chatbots like ChatGPT. You won't need to pick up your phone or look away from the road. Apple is updating its developer framework to let generative AI apps run natively through the car's interface. This means you can use your voice to ask complex questions, summarize long emails, or even plan your entire trip while you're behind the wheel. Next up, Tinder is officially using artificial intelligence to save you from swipe fatigue. Match Group CEO Bernard Kim says they have a new plan to fix this burnout. They are testing a feature that looks at your camera roll and automatically picks your 5 best photos. The AI will also help you write your bio and even suggest icebreakers to help you start conversations. Next up, Goldman Sachs is officially teaming up with Anthropic to automate banking. CNBC reported that the bank is using Claude to build specialized AI agents. They will use these agents to write code, summarize massive financial documents, and manage data across the firm. It is a major plan to boost productivity and cut down on boring manual work. While other banks are still just testing the tech, Goldman is moving into real-world automation. This proves that the race for agentic AI is officially taking over the financial world. Next up, Meta is officially testing a brand new standalone app called Vibes. According to a report from TechCrunch, this app is built purely for AI-generated videos. Vibes allows you to enter a simple text prompt and get high-quality video clips in seconds. The awesome thing is that Meta wants to own generative social media, and it is currently in a limited testing phase, but it proves Meta is going all in to fight off rivals like Kling and Sora. Next up, 11 Labs just officially announced that they raised $500 million in a massive Series D funding round. This huge move puts their total valuation at a staggering $11 billion. Shows just how fast the demand for high-quality AI speech is growing globally. Next up, Perplexity CEO Aravind Srinivas officially announced the launch of an advanced version of Deep Research. Perplexity is claiming it is designed to handle incredibly complex, multi-step research tasks that would usually take a human hours to finish. Next up, the team at Alibaba dropped another absolute banger. It's called Qwen 3 Coder Next. This is a brand new family of small hybrid models designed specifically for agentic coding. Usually, you need a massive, expensive model to handle complex software tasks, but Qwen is proving that small models can be just as smart. It uses a unique hybrid architecture to boost reasoning and tool use. This means the AI can actually act like a real agent. It can find bugs, use your terminal, and build full projects on its own. Next up, Mistral dropped a brand new speech-to-text model called Voxtral Transcribe 2. It supports high-quality transcription across 13 different languages. But here's the best part. They included an open weights real-time model. This basically allows you to do-live transcription on your own computer without needing a cloud server. Next up, AI is officially taking over the biggest stage in the world, Super Bowl 60. Big brands are making bold plays with AI in their multi-million-dollar commercials. Svedka Vodka just became the first major spirits brand to use generative AI for their entire Super Bowl spot. They created a wild, futuristic party scene that would have been almost impossible to film in real life. But the real shocker was Anthropic. The creators of Claude ran a massive ad focusing on AI safety and how Claude can be a helpful partner for humans. With 30-second spots costing around $7 million, these companies are betting big that AI is the future of marketing. Next up, this AI is a total lifesaver for researchers and students. It is called Paper Banana. This tool basically automates academic drawings for AI scientists. If you have ever tried to draw a complex diagram for a science paper, you know it is a huge pain. Usually, you need to spend hours in tools like PowerPoint or Photoshop, but Paper Banana changes that. You can give it a simple text prompt or even a rough sketch, and it turns it into a professional, high-quality figure instantly. It understands technical symbols and keeps the style consistent across your entire paper. This is a massive win for anyone who wants to focus on science instead of drawing. Adobe Research and Keist just dropped a total beast for video editing. It's called Memory V2V, and it basically gives AI models a long-term memory, so they never forget what happened in previous frames. Let's see an example. The first way is multi-turn synthesis. Here in input videos, there's only one camera angle, but look at the output videos. It generates the 3 camera angles of the same input videos, keeping the characters consistent and without any flickering. It is the same for this soldier in the sunflowers. The AI remembers the first frame and keeps the details locked in different angles. The second way is text-guided long video editing. You can take a video and say, change apple to orange, or add a beautiful hat to a woman. Usually, AI would make the hat flicker or change shape as the camera moves, but look how stable this is. You can change a blue jacket to red, and it stays perfectly consistent across the entire clip. Let's compare it to other open source models. You can clearly see the differences here. Next up, this open source AI model called FS Video is a brand new model for high-speed video generation. Usually, generating AI video takes a lot of power and a very long time, but FS Video uses a highly compressed latent space to make the whole process much faster. So let's look at some examples. Notice how smooth the motion is in these clips. Even though the data is compressed, the visual quality stays very high and crisp. Next up, this AI is super cool. It is called Dummy Forcing. This is a brand new open source model that tries to solve one of the biggest problems in AI AI video length. Dummy forcing allows you to generate up to 30 seconds of non-stop video. So let's look at some examples. The scene remains consistent for the entire half minute, but the result and quality are not good so far. Makes mistakes as the video grows longer, but as the AI grows, it can become better. Elon Musk just dropped the most terrifying economic prediction of 2026. In a podcast with Dwarkesh Patel, the Tesla CEO said, America is heading straight toward financial collapse. The national debt is $38.5 trillion. Interest payments alone cost $1 trillion a year. That's more than the entire U.S. military budget, and it's only getting worse. But here's where it gets wild. Musk says there's only one thing that can save us: AI and robotics. In the absence of AI and robotics, we're actually totally screwed, Musk said. The national debt is piling up like crazy.
I guess, I think in the absence of AI and robotics, we're actually totally screwed because the national debt is piling up like crazy. Now, our interest payments, the national debt exceed the military budget, which is $1 trillion.
He believes AI is the only technology capable of generating enough economic growth to outrun our debt spiral. Without it, America goes bankrupt and the country fails, 1,000% guaranteed.
It's the only thing that could solve the national debt. Like, we are 1,000% going to go bankrupt as a country and fail as a country without AI and robots. Nothing else will.
What do you think? Can AI really rescue an entire economy? Next up, Wall Street just lost $1 trillion in 2 days. And it's because of an AI tool. Anthropic dropped something called Claude Cowork, and investors are calling it the SaaSpocalypse. Claude Cowork can do the work that entire software companies charge billions for: legal analysis, financial research, sales automation, customer support, no humans needed. FactSet research systems dropped 10% in a single day. Thomson Reuters plunged 16%. Salesforce, Workday, LegalZoom, all tanking. Around $300 billion in market value wiped out in 24 hours. But here's where it gets worse. Anthropic just made an upgrade. Days after the sell-off, they released Claude Opus 4.6, an upgraded AI model that can coordinate entire teams of AI agents, the exact tasks that financial data companies sell as their core business. And it has a 1 million token context window. That means Claude can process massive documents, synthesize information from hundreds of sources, and deliver insights that previously required teams of analysts. Investment firms are terrified. Anthropic says this is just the beginning. The question is, how many companies will survive? Next up, Mark Cuban just said, I could create the world's first trillionaire, and it might be just one dude in a basement. That's how crazy it could be, according to the billionaire Shark Tank star. We haven't seen the best or the craziest of what AI is going to be able to do, Cuban said on the High Performance podcast. He believes AI is still in its pre-season, and when it fully arrives, it'll vanish everything that came before. Think about it. Apple was founded in Steve Jobs' garage. Amazon started in Jeff Bezos' garage. Now imagine AI letting one person build a company worth $1 trillion. Cuban uses AI for almost everything in his own life. He tracks his heart health with ChatGPT. He has atrial fibrillation, and he asks the AI to monitor his medications and workouts. Next up, 4 companies just announced they're spending $650 billion in 1 year. Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta. To put that in perspective, 21 of America's largest companies, automakers, defense contractors, railroads, Exxon, Walmart, Intel, are projected to spend a combined $180 billion in 2026. 4 tech companies are spending more than triple that. This is the biggest corporate spending spree in modern history. Alphabet plans to spend up to $185 billion. Amazon, $200 billion. Meta could hit $135 billion, an 87% jump from last year. Microsoft is projected at $105 billion. Amazon, Google, and Microsoft have lost over $950 billion in market value since announcing these spending plans, even though their core businesses, advertising, cloud computing, e-commerce, are doing fine. Revenue is beating estimates. But Wall Street is terrified because nobody knows if this spending will pay off. The spending is so massive, it's actually distorting economic data. One economist compared this to the 1990s telecom bubble. Another said it's like the build-out of U.S. railroads in the 1800s, except this time it's just 4 companies. And do this NVIDIA share prices rise 7.8% on Friday, adding $325 billion in market value in one day. Why? Because someone has to build the chips for all this spending. This could be the greatest economic catalyst of the century, or the biggest bubble in history. Only time will tell. Next up, OpenAI is reportedly building its first hardware product, and it's not a robot, it's not a computer, it's earbuds. Called Dime, these AI-powered earbuds could bring ChatGPT directly into your ears. According to reports, OpenAI is working on a wearable device that integrates AI into everyday life. No phone needed. This would compete directly with Apple AirPods, Google Pixel Buds, and Amazon Echo Buds. But here's the difference. OpenAI earbuds would be powered by the most advanced conversational AI on the planet. Real-time translation, instant answers, voice-controlled assistance. It could change how we interact with technology. The report says Dime is still in development, and OpenAI hasn't confirmed the project publicly. But if it's real, this could be OpenAI's move into the consumer hardware market. Next up, a Chinese company Tencent just released something called Interact Avatar, and it's changing how we create digital humans. Here's the problem with current talking avatars. They can talk and move their lips. That's it. They can't pick up objects, they can't gesture naturally, they can't interact with their environment, but Interact Avatar changes everything. It's a dual-stream AI model that can generate avatars that actually interact with the world around them. Let me show you some examples so that you get an idea what this actually looks like. Now watch what happens when you give it a text prompt. Pick up the apple from the table with one hand, then place it back on the table.
I am feeling really good today.
The avatar perfectly grabs the apple, lifts it, and places it back down. Similarly, for this prompt, pick up the headphones on the table with both hands and put them on your ears.
I need to put on my headphones and enjoy some...
And this prompt, reaching out and pick up the phone on the table, then began to check the messages. And a lot more examples, it generates the right-hand movements, body posture, and timing. It can also follow complex, multi-step instructions, like in this prompt. First, gently touch the flower in front of you. Then, extend one hand to pick up the hat on the table. Let's see the result.
What a beautiful flower. I really want to wear this hat for a while.
And it perfectly performs two separate actions with different objects. Now let's see another example. First, extend both hands and pick up the bag on the table. Then, stand up and hold the bag up in front of your chest.
This handbag looks really pretty. I wonder...
Natural weight transfer and realistic body mechanics. You can also generate different emotion and gestures, like in this prompt. First, raise one hand to greet, then make a heart shape with both hands, and this. First, make the victory gesture with both hands, then clench your fists and cheer on. And there are lots of different examples you can see here. The gestures are smooth and natural, exactly like humans. Long video generation is also possible, and you can divide the long video into several segments, with each segment having its own independent action description. Let's see an example. 0 to 4 seconds. Touch the apple with your hand. 12 to 16 seconds. Move the apple on the table forward. 16 to 20 seconds. Picks up the apple with one hand.
I feel exceptionally good today. With the sun shining so brightly, I couldn't help but reach out and touch the smooth surface of the apple on the table. This isn't just any ordinary apple. It symbolizes health and vitality. I decided to eat one first and then go for a run to stay healthier.
Nice. It performs the actions according to the timestamps. Here are some other examples. As you can see, some movements are not 100% correct, but it is good. It can also generate multiple different types of videos like song-driven generation, in which avatars sing a song while performing given instruction, single action results, and motion-driven result. I will provide the link to this AI model in my description. Now, comparison to other models, every single one failed at object interaction except this new model. Interact Avatar perfectly executes every time. The best thing is that Interact Avatar is open source, available on GitHub and Hugging Face. Next up, robots are practicing kung fu with monks at the Shaolin Temple in China. Videos show humanoid robots mimicking martial arts moves alongside human practitioners. The Shaolin Temple is one of the most iconic places in martial arts history. Now it's becoming a training ground for AI-powered robots. Why? Because Kung Fu requires balance, precision, timing, and adaptability, skills that robots struggle with. By training robots in martial arts, engineers are testing the limits of AI-controlled movement. Next up, YouTube just removed all low-quality AI content, or also called AI slop. For months, channels have been pumping out AI-generated videos designed to exploit the algorithm. Brain-rot content, endless loops of AI voices reading Reddit threads, AI-generated animations animations with zero creativity. Some of these channels were making millions of dollars. But YouTube is cracking down hard on AI-generated content that violates quality standards. Videos that are repetitive, misleading, or purely algorithmically optimized are being demonetized or removed. YouTube says AI content is allowed, but it has to add value. If it's just spam designed to game the system, it's gone. Next up, Waymo just did something incredible. They created a world model for self-driving cars using AI. It's called Genie 3, and it could revolutionize autonomous vehicles. Here's how it works. Instead of programming every possible driving scenario, Waymo's AI builds a dynamic model of the real world. It predicts what will happen next. Genie 3 uses massive amounts of driving data to create simulations of real-world environments. Then it tests millions of scenarios in virtual space before the car ever hits the road. This is huge. Traditional self-driving systems rely on pre-programmed rules. If A happens, do B. But the real world is unpredictable. Waymo's world model learns from experience and improvises. Waymo has been testing this in Phoenix, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. Next up, ByteDance just dropped a new AI video generator, and it's crushing everything else on the market. And it's called Seedance 2.0, a new AI video model from the team behind TikTok and CapCut. And according to reports, it's better than Runway, Pika, Google VEO3, and even OpenAI Sora. First of all, let's look at some examples. Here's an AI-generated video of the animated game League of Legends.
You're always so good at getting into trouble. Go.
Be careful.
As you can see, everything is extremely smooth, with almost no errors. Here, someone just made a Dragon Ball Z fight scene using China's new Seedance 2.0. Holy shit, this looks wild and is truly next level. Here is another example, and there are a lot more. Seedance 2.0 could flood social media with AI-generated content that's indistinguishable from real footage. Here's what makes it special. Seedance 2.0 can create multimodal videos, text to video, image to video, video to video. You can upload a still image and it'll animate it with realistic motion. You can type a prompt and it'll generate a full video clip. You can upload existing footage and it'll transform the style, lighting, or even the entire scene. Early demos are blowing people's minds. The quality is insane. Smooth motion, realistic lighting, consistent characters across frames. This is what everyone thought AI video would look like eventually. Right now, it's only available for early users in China, and it's coming soon for all users. Next up, a new study just confirmed what doctors have been warning about. According to research reported by the BBC, AI tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and others frequently provide inaccurate or harmful health recommendations. The study found that chatbots confidently suggested treatments that could make conditions worse. And here's the problem. People trust AI. A survey found that 40% of users would follow medical advice from ChatGPT without consulting a doctor. That's terrifying. They're trained on internet data, some of which is outdated, incorrect, or just plain dangerous. The study calls for stronger warnings on AI platforms. Labels like, "This is not medical advice. Always consult a doctor." Next up, Elon Musk just made another wild prediction. In 5 years, there will be more AI computing capacity in orbit than on Earth. Basically, Musk talks about space-based data centers. According to Fortune, Musk believes SpaceX will become a hyperscaler by launching AI infrastructure into low Earth orbit. Data centers on Earth consume massive amounts of electricity and require constant cooling. In space, you have unlimited solar power, and the vacuum of space naturally dissipates radiates heat. It's the perfect environment for AI computing. Musk says this will happen by 2031. Next up, a team called OpenBMB just did something insane. They built an AI that matches Gemini 2.5 Flash. It's called Mini CPM-04.5. The best thing is that you can run on your phone. Most multimodal AI models are massive. Mini CPM-04.5 has only 9 billion parameters, and its vision capabilities are insane. Let's see an example.
Let's play a card game. Describe the cards appearing in the picture in order, and when you hear the alarm, tell me the game is over.
The first card is a 5 of clubs. Then the next one appears. It's a 3 of clubs. Following that, there's a 2 of spades. And now another card shows up. It's an 8 of diamonds. Attention, the alarm sounds. The game is over.
We're discussing what it could look like. Come check it out. Describe the design and let us know if you have any ideas.
She is drawing a shape on the board, starting with a rough outline. It's kind of irregular and abstract. Then she draws some more lines inside it, like the arms or something like that. I wonder what exactly she's sketching.
As you can see, it guesses perfect visuals while live recording. But here's where it gets wild. Mini CPMO 4.5 does speech too. It supports bilingual real-time speech conversation in English and Chinese. You can give it a reference audio clip, just a few seconds of someone's voice, and it will clone that voice. In this example, the researchers gave it a few seconds of Elon Musk speaking voice.
For a while, we built a Hyperloop test track adjacent to SpaceX just for a student competition to encourage innovative ideas in transport.
Then they fed it this system prompt and asks, Elon, what is the real reason that you want to go to Mars? The AI responds in Elon's voice.
I think it's important for humanity to become a multi-planetary species. I mean, we're sort of at the point where if there was some kind of global catastrophe or something like that, then we'd be in big trouble. So by becoming a multi-planetary species, I just want us to sort of guarantee.
The voice does not completely sound like Elon, but it matches his speaking style and natural pauses. Mini CPMO 4.5 also crushes document understanding, can extract text from PDFs, parse tables, identify formulas, and maintain reading order. And it does all this with incredible efficiency. The best thing is that you can run this on a single consumer GPU or on a Mac with the M4 chip or on your phone. Next up, US companies are being accused of AI washing their layoffs. Here's what that means. Multiple companies announced layoffs and cited AI transformation as the reason. But when you look closer, the jobs being cut aren't being automated. They're just being eliminated to cut costs. AI becomes the medium. One company laid off its HR team and said AI would handle recruitment, except the company didn't actually implement any AI recruiting tools. Another firm cut its customer service department and claimed AI chatbots would take over, but the chatbots weren't ready. Customers were left with no support. This is AI washing, using AI as an excuse for decisions that have nothing to do with technology. The problem is there's no legal definition of AI washing. Companies can say whatever they want. Until regulations catch up, workers will keep losing jobs to AI that doesn't actually exist. Next up, someone just paid $70 million for a domain name, AI.com, and the buyer is Chris Marsalek, founder of Crypto.com. This is one of the most expensive domain purchases in history. Why would anyone pay $70 million for 2 letters and a dot? Because AI.com might be the most valuable digital real estate on earth. Think about it. Every company, every startup, every product related to AI will want that URL. It's instant credibility and instant branding. Next up, this AI model called skin tokens create a beautiful 3D character. If you are a 3D animator, you know that rigging is one of the most painful parts of 3D animation. You need to build a skeleton, painting skinning weights, testing deformations, fixing artifacts, iterating for hours, and making it move. A single 3D character can take 8 to 20 hours to rig properly. But a team from China just solved this. They created skin tokens. They turned rigging from a 20-hour task into a 20-second task. You give it a 3D mesh, and it outputs a complete skeleton with joints and bones in seconds. As you can see, here's an input 3D mesh, and it completes a skeleton and painting skinning weight. Here are some benchmarks if you want to see. Next up, an Australian AI infrastructure company just raised $10 billion in funding. The developer of AI data centers secured a massive debt package from Blackstone and Coatue for a company most people have never heard of, because AI infrastructure is the new gold rush. Everyone's building AI models, but someone has to build the data centers that run them. Firmus specialize in designing and constructing hyperscale facilities optimized for AI workloads. They focus on energy efficiency, cooling systems, and chip architecture. $10 billion will go toward constructing facilities in Australia, Southeast Asia, and potentially North America. Next up, Anthropic just made Claude even faster. Claude Opus 4.6 now has a fast mode that's 2.5 times faster than the previous version. Anthropic announced the feature on X. Claude Opus 4.6 fast mode is now live, 2.5 times faster, same quality. Next up, Darren Aronofsky, the director of Black Swan and Requiem for a Dream, just released an AI-generated series, and people hate it. The series, named On This Day 1776, uses AI to generate scenes, characters, and even dialogue. Aronofsky called it an experiment in the future of storytelling. Critics are calling it soulless trash. According to Digital Trends, the backlash has been intense. Artists, writers, and filmmakers say AI-generated content lacks the human touch that makes art meaningful. One critic wrote, "This isn't filmmaking, it's a tech demo pretending to be cinema." Another said, "Aronofsky sold out. He used to make art. Now he's making algorithms." The controversy highlights a growing divide in the creative industry. Some see AI as a tool, and others see it as a threat. Aronofsky defended the project, saying, "AI is just another tool, like a camera and editing software. It's how you use it that matters." But audiences aren't buying it. The series has a 12% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Next up, OpenAI just announced it's hiring hundreds of engineers for a new technical consulting team. Companies want to use GPT-4, but they don't know how to integrate it into their systems. So OpenAI and Anthropic are both building massive consulting arms to help businesses deploy AI. This is a huge shift. If OpenAI can help businesses actually use AI effectively, the technology will spread faster than anyone predicted. Next up, the European Union just threatened Meta, because Meta is blocking rival AI chatbots from WhatsApp. Meta has been integrating its own AI assistant into WhatsApp, but when competitors like ChatGPT, Claude, or Google Gemini tried to integrate with WhatsApp, Meta blocked them. The EU says this violates antitrust laws. Regulators are investigating whether Meta is using its dominant position in messaging to unfairly promote its own AI. Meta said in defense, "We built WhatsApp. We can choose what integrates with it, but the EU isn't ready for it." They argue that WhatsApp is now essential infrastructure. Over 2 billion people use it globally. If Meta blocks competitors, it's stifling innovation and consumer choice. This is the same argument that led to massive fines against Google for favoring its own search results. But Meta says it's defending user privacy and security. Next up, Amazon just announced something surprisingly wholesome. Their AI-powered pet finder tool on Ring doorbells helped bring 99 dogs home in 90 days. Here's how it works. Ring doorbells have cameras that use AI to detect animals. If the AI spots a stray dog in your neighborhood, it sends an alert. Owners can identify their missing pets and reunite with them. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy mentioned this during a recent interview, calling it one of the unexpected benefits of AI. Next up, generative AI is taking fake election news to terrifying new levels in Japan. With elections approaching, AI-generated deepfakes are flooding social media. Fake videos of candidates saying things they never said, fake audio clips of politicians making outrageous statements, fake images of campaign events that never happened. And the quality is so good, voters can't tell what's real. Japan's election commission is scrambling to combat the flood of AI-generated misinformation, but they're struggling. By the time they debunk one fake video, 10 more have been created. If voters can't trust what they see and hear, how can they make informed decisions? Japan is considering emergency legislation to ban AI-generated political content, but enforcement is nearly impossible. Once the content is created, it spreads instantly. Next up, scientists are trying to build empathy into robots. Not fake empathy, real emotional understanding. Researchers are developing AI systems that can recognize and respond to human emotions. But here's the big question. Is this real empathy or just programmed responses? Some researchers say it doesn't matter. If the robot's behavior helps people feel better, that's what counts. Others warn that relying on robots for emotional support could make people more isolated. Next up, Reddit sees AI search as its next major growth opportunity. According to TechCrunch, the company is building an AI-powered search engine that understands context, nuance, and community culture. Why does this matter? Because Reddit has something Google doesn't: real human conversations. For years, people have been adding Reddit to their Google searches to find authentic answers. They trust Reddit more than SEO-optimized websites. Now Reddit wants to cut out the middleman. Instead of searching Google for Reddit threads, you'd search Reddit directly, and AI would surface the best answers. This could be huge. Reddit has 20 years of authentic human knowledge. If their AI can unlock that effectively, it could become the go-to search engine for real answers. Next up, a new AI tool just beat ChatGPT in scientific research. It's called OpenScholar, and it's designed specifically for academic literature search. OpenScholar outperforms ChatGPT, Claude, and other general-purpose AI models when it comes to finding and synthesizing scientific papers. One scientist said, "This tool just saved me weeks of literature review." Another said, "It's like having a research assistant who's read every paper ever published." But OpenScholar is still experimental. Next up, ByteDance just released an open-source AI model for protein structure prediction. It's called Proteinix V1, and it matches AlphaFold 3's performance. Why is this a big deal? Because predicting protein structures is one of the most important problems in biology. Proteins fold into complex 3D shapes, and those shapes determine their function. Understanding protein structure helps scientists develop new drugs, cure diseases, and engineer synthetic biology. AlphaFold, created by Google DeepMind, revolutionized the field. It could predict protein structures with near-perfect accuracy. But AlphaFold 3 isn't open source. Researchers have to pay to use it, but ByteDance just changed that. Proteinix V1 is free, open, available to anyone, and it achieves AF3 level performance in biomolecular structure prediction. This means researchers worldwide can now access cutting-edge protein folding AI without paying Google. Next up, Google Cloud is helping Team USA prepare for the 2026 Winter Olympics. They're using AI to analyze skiing and snowboarding techniques. Athletes perform tricks, and Google's AI analyzes their form, speed, rotation, and landing. It provides instant feedback, and this level of precision coaching was impossible before AI. Team USA is using this technology to elevate their performance, and early results are promising. Athletes say the AI feedback is more accurate than human coaches in some areas. Next up, the New York legislature is considering two major AI regulation bills. First one is to mandate labeling for AI-generated content, which means that companies are required to mandate labeling for AI-generated content. Second one is a 3-year pause on new data centers. Next up, a Chinese AI lab called StepFun just dropped something that shouldn't exist. Step 3.5 Flash, an open-source AI model with 196 billion parameters that only activates 11 billion at a time, and it's faster than almost everything out there. The numbers are insane. On the AIM 2025 math competition, one of the hardest high school math tests in the world, Step 3.5, Flash scored 97.3%. That beats DeepSeek, Claude Opus, and also Gemini 3.0 Pro. On SWE Bench Verified, a benchmark where AI has to fix real GitHub issues, Step 3.5 Flash scored 74.4%. On Terminal Bench 2.0, where AI has to execute complex command line tasks, it scored 51.0% and performed well in other benchmarks. But here's the crazy fact: it did it 3 times faster than other models. Here is a real-world example. The researchers demonstrated Step 3.5 Flash running a professional stock investment workflow. The user asks, "Generate trading recommendations for my portfolio and archive the analysis." Here's a result. It generates data visualizations, email report, produces a professional investment report, and schedules a notification to the user. All is end-to-end and fully autonomous. This is the kind of thing that used to require a team of analysts and developers. Step 3.5, Flash did it in minutes. Another demo showed Step 3.5, Flash building a complex web application from scratch. Like this is a user prompt, tactical weather intelligence dashboard. Step 3.5, Flash generates a production-ready web app, designed an interactive web app with UI with zoom and rotation controls, and adds professional-grade shading and lighting. OpenAI just started putting ads in ChatGPT. According to an official announcement from OpenAI, the company is now testing advertisements directly inside ChatGPT conversations. Here's how it looks. You're asking ChatGPT to help, and between responses or at the end, you might see an ad. OpenAI says the ads will be tasteful and relevant. But when ChatGPT launched, Sam Altman once said, "We're not like Google. We don't sell your data. We don't interrupt you with ads." Next up, OpenAI just accused China's DeepSeek of stealing their models. According to reports, OpenAI sent an internal memo to employees claiming that DeepSeek trained its AI by distilling US models. Distillation means when you take a powerful AI model and use it to train a smaller, cheaper model. And OpenAI is accusing DeepSeek of doing exactly that. They claim DeepSeek used ChatGPT, Claude, and other US models to train their own AI without permission. But DeepSeek denies everything. They say their models are trained on publicly available data and built everything from scratch. The truth? We don't know. So what do you guys think about this? Next up, Sam Altman just told OpenAI employees that ChatGPT growth is re-accelerating, and the company is about to close a $100 billion funding round. According to CNBC, Altman sent an internal message claiming that ChatGPT usage is climbing faster than ever, but he didn't share exact numbers. Next up, Anthropic just closed $30 billion at a $380 billion valuation. That makes Anthropic more valuable than McDonald's, Nike, and Intel combined. According to an official announcement from Anthropic, the Series G funding round was led by GIC and Coatue, and it included investments from some of the biggest names in finance: BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. Everyone is betting on Anthropic because Anthropic run rate revenue is now $14 billion a year. It's growing over 10 times annually, and the number of customers spending over $100,000 a year on Claude has grown 7 times in the past year. But here's the crazy part. 2 years ago, Anthropic had zero revenue. Now they're doing $14 billion a year. That's insane. Over 500 companies now spend more than $1 million a year on Claude. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is trolling Anthropic on X. Musk responded to Anthropic's $30 billion funding announcement with a series of sarcastic tweets. He said, "Your AI hates whites and Asians, especially Chinese, heterosexuals, and men. This is misanthropic and evil. Fix it." Frankly, I don't think there is anything you can do to escape the inevitable irony of Anthropic ending up being misanthropic. You were doomed to this fate when you chose your name, the name of the wind. As of now, Anthropic hasn't responded. Either way, it's free publicity for both companies. But Elon Musk just lost 2 of his top AI co-founders. Both co-founders, Tony Wu and Jimmy Ba, posted on X that they both left xAI. Tony Wu was a founding member of xAI. Jimmy Ba was one of the lead scientists. According to their departure statements, both cited differences in vision with Elon Musk. They didn't elaborate, but reading between the lines, it's clear there was tension. Next up, OpenAI finally retired their most popular models, and users are furious. According to announcements on X, OpenAI removed GPT-5, GPT-4o, GPT-4.1, GPT-4.1 Mini, and O4 Mini from ChatGPT. But a lot of users prefer the older models. Some say GPT-4o is more accurate for coding. Others say GPT-5 is better for creative writing. And now, those options are gone. OpenAI says the new models are better across the board, but users aren't convinced. What's your take on this? Comment down below. Next up, China just launched the world's first humanoid robot combat league, and they're giving away free fighting robots. According to reports, China unveiled the ultimate robot knockout legend in Shenzhen this week. Humanoid robots fighting each other in an arena for a $1.44 million prize. Any team that enters the competition gets a T-800 robot from a company called Engine AI for free. The idea is simple. If you want robots to get better at fighting, you need lots of people testing them in real-world combat. The league will run through December 2026, and the winning team gets a gold championship belt worth $1.44 million. Next up, ByteDance is building its own AI chip, and they're talking to Samsung about manufacturing. ByteDance is developing a custom AI chip to power TikTok's recommendation algorithm and other AI products. The ByteDance chip is expected to launch in 2027. Next up, Meta set up a $10 billion data center in Indiana. According to Reuters and Meta's official announcement, the facility will be one of the largest AI data centers in the world. It'll power Meta AI, WhatsApp AI, and Instagram's recommendation algorithms, and it'll create thousands of jobs. Also, France's Mistral AI just invested $1.4 billion in Sweden to build data centers. According to Reuters, Mistral is constructing massive AI training facilities in Sweden to power its open source AI models. But why in Sweden? Because it's cold, and data centers generate a lot of heat. In Sweden, natural cooling reduces energy costs by up to 40%. Next up, it's called Dream Dojo, and it's a world model for robots. What's a world model? It's an AI that understands how the physical world works. Dream Dojo learned by watching videos, and robots using Dream Dojo can predict what will happen next. This is huge. NVIDIA says Dream Dojo will accelerate robotics development by years. Dream Dojo is open source, and anyone can use it. Next up, Google just upgraded Gemini. It's called Gemini 3 DeepThink, and according to Google's official blog post, DeepThink is built to drive practical applications, enabling researchers to interpret complex data and engineers to model physical systems through code. Also, with the updated DeepThink, you can turn a sketch into a 3D printable reality. DeepThink analyzes the drawing, builds the complex shape, and generates a file so you can create the physical object with 3D printing. Google AI Ultra subscribers can access DeepThink now. Next up, Runway just raised $315 million at a $5.3 billion valuation. According to Runway's official announcement, the Series E funding round was led by General Atlantic. Runway says this funding will go toward pre-training the next generation of world models. Next up, a Chinese AI lab just dropped an open source model that's crushing everything. It's called GLM-5. According to their blog post, GLM-5 is designed for agentic engineering. It understands entire systems. It can build applications from scratch, debug complex architectures, and refactor legacy code. Early benchmarks show it's competitive with GPT 5.2, Claude, and Gemini, and it's completely free. This is the open source revolution, and China is leading it. Next up, Alibaba just broke 16 robotics records. According to reports, RinBrain tops Google and NVIDIA's AI models in robotics benchmarks. It can control humanoid robots with unprecedented precision, balance, coordination, object manipulation, all of it. Alibaba is positioning RinBrain as the brain for next generation robots, and it's working. But here's a reality check. Harvard just published a study saying AI tools don't reduce work. They expand it. According to research from Harvard and UC Berkeley, employees using AI report longer hours because AI makes it easier to do more, so managers assign more tasks, and workers end up working harder. Next up, Anthropic just made a promise. They'll cover electricity price increases caused by their data centers. Anthropic will shield local ratepayers from cost spikes. This follows similar pledges from Microsoft and OpenAI, and it's also necessary because communities are pushing back against data centers, and companies need public support. Next up, Cisco just announced a new chip for AI data centers. It's called Silicon One G300, and according to Cisco's investor announcement, it's designed to power AI workloads in the agentic era. Cisco believes the next phase of AI is agents. Cisco is positioning this as the backbone of the AI economy, and they're targeting enterprises. Next up, YouTube Premium just added an AI playlist feature, and it's actually pretty cool. YouTube Premium subscribers can now ask AI to create custom playlists. Just type, "Make me a playlist of 90s hip-hop with a chill vibe." AI scans millions of songs and builds a playlist tailored to your request. Next up, Pony AI and Toyota just announced they're deploying 1,000 self-driving electric SUVs for robo-taxi service. The vehicles are based on Toyota's electric SUV platform. Pony AI is the company behind the self-driving tech. The 1,000 robo-taxis will launch in major cities across Asia. 1,000 vehicles is a massive deployment, so Pony AI is becoming one of the largest robo-taxi operators in the world. Next up, a Belgian startup just proposed something wild, turning electric semi-trucks into mobile AI data centers. The startup argues that electric trucks have massive battery capacity, and when they're parked, that capacity is wasted. So why not use it to run AI workloads? When the truck is driving, it delivers goods. When it's parked, it becomes a data center, and it gets paid for both delivery revenue plus compute revenue. The startup claims this could make electric trucks profitable faster because battery costs are the biggest barrier to adoption. Is this realistic? Maybe, but the logistics are complicated. Still, it's an interesting concept. Next up, 11 Labs just launched audiobooks. 11 Labs' new feature, called Audiobooks, lets you upload any book, and AI narrates it in any voice. Next up, Meta just added a fun new feature. You can now animate your Facebook profile picture with AI. It adds subtle movements, hair blowing in the wind, eyes blinking, smiling, all of it. The effect is surprisingly good. Next up, Alibaba's Qwen team just dropped a new image generation model. It's called Qwen Image 2.0, and according to their official blog post and posts on X, it's designed for two things: professional infographics and exquisite photorealism. Let me show you what that means for infographics, Qwen Image 2.0 can generate charts, diagrams, and data visualizations. You describe the data, and it generates a perfectly formatted infographic with labels, with colors, with professional design. Looks like it came from a design agency, but it's AI generated. For photorealism, Qwen Image 2.0 is competing with Midjourney and DALL-E, and early results show it's winning. The lighting is better, the textures are more realistic, and the composition is more natural. Every detail is perfect. It's indistinguishable from a real photo. This is the new standard for AI image generation, and Alibaba is giving it away for free. It's open source, available on Hugging Face, and anyone can use it. Finally, Anthropic just donated $20 million to a political group, one that's pushing for AI regulation. Anthropic is donating to Public First Action, a group that lobbies for responsible AI policy. Why is Anthropic doing this? Because they believe regulation is inevitable, and they want to shape it. Right now, AI regulation is a mess. Europe has the EU AI Act. China has strict government oversight. The US has nothing. No federal laws, no clear guidelines, no enforcement. It's the Wild West, and that's a problem, because without regulation, bad actors will exploit AI. Deepfakes, misinformation, autonomous weapons, all of it. So Anthropic is getting ahead of the curve. Next up, this AI video generation called context forcing generates 1-minute long videos without losing consistency. You ask it to generate a 60-second video. Context forcing enables AI to remember 20+ seconds of context. That's 2 to 10 times longer than current methods from other open source models. Let me show you some examples from their project page. First example, a dynamic first-person view of an artist sketching in a notebook. The pencil moves smoothly across the page, and the artist's focused expression stays consistent. The background is blurred and remains stable throughout the entire 60-second clip. Second example, a bustling downtown street at dusk, and so on. And here is the result. Cars and pedestrians move through the scene, and for 60 full seconds, everything stays consistent. The researchers tested context forcing against every major baseline, and context forcing beat all of them. But still, it is not 100% accurate and perfect, but achieving consistency across the whole 1 minute is huge. Context forcing is open source. The code will be released on GitHub soon, and anyone can use it. This is the future of AI video generator. Next up, this open source AI model is insane. It's called Omnimat Zero, and it can remove objects from videos, along with their shadows and reflections, in real time. Omnimat Zero is the first training-free generative approach for Omnimat. It achieves real-time performance at just 0.04 seconds per frame. That's 25 frames per second on an A100 GPU. For comparison, previous methods took minutes per frame. Omnimat Zero is 100 times faster. Let me show you some examples. Omnimat Zero removes the person, and it also removes the shadow. Here, it removes the cat from the video, the walking person from the beach, and so many other examples here. It can also remove multiple objects, like removing 4 puppies from this video. This is insane. Omnimat Zero can composite objects onto new videos. You extract a person from one video with their shadow and reflection intact. Then, you place them in a completely different video. Here is a perfect example. Omnimat Zero extracts foreground objects along with their effects from the input video, and then the foreground layers can easily be composed on other video layers. The best part is Omnimat Zero is open source. The code is available on GitHub right now, and you can try it yourself. Next up, a Chinese team dropped something that changes everything about human motion control in AI video. It's called 3DIMO, and it can transfer real 3D motion from one video to another while letting you control the camera angle. This is the video with the motion you want to transfer. It extracts the motion, and it generates a new video with that motion, but from whatever camera angle you specify. Let me show you some examples from the project page. Example 1, a dancer performing steps, and the video is filmed only from the front, but 3DIMO generates a new video with that same motion in 3 different camera angles. There are lots of other examples here. You can animate any character from a source motion video. 3DIMO crushed them all. The best part, 3DIMO can be combined with text prompts for camera control. 3DIMO is currently in the research phase. The code will be released soon, and when it does, I will definitely let you know. OpenAI fired its top safety executive, and the reason will shock you. Her name is Ryan Bayermeister. She was fired right after she opposed ChatGPT's new adult mode. Here is what happened. Bayermeister was vice president of OpenAI's product policy team. Her job was to develop rules and safeguards for how ChatGPT can be used. She had been with the company since mid-2024 after working at Meta, but in January 2026, OpenAI put her on leave, and then they fired her, and the official reason that was given is sexual discrimination against a male employee. But Bayermeister denies it completely and says the allegation that that I discriminated against anyone is absolutely false, she told the Wall Street Journal, and OpenAI claims her departure was not related to any issue she raised while working at the company. But the timing is suspicious because right before she was fired, Bürgermeister had been voicing concerns about OpenAI's plan to launch adult mode. But what is adult mode? It's a new ChatGPT feature that would allow verified adults to have sexually explicit conversations with the chatbot. Sam Altman announced it back in October 2025. He framed it as treating adult users like adults. He also said that OpenAI will permit even more content, including erotica for verified adults. The feature is expected to launch in Q1 2026, but Bürgermeister repeatedly warned colleagues about the risks. She worried that adult mode could harm users and questioned whether OpenAI's systems were strong enough to prevent child exploitation content. But OpenAI moved forward anyway, and it also raises serious questions about OpenAI's priorities. Are they building safe AI, or are they building profitable AI? Because right now, it looks like the second one. Next up, Google just revealed something terrifying. According to the Google Threat Intelligence Group report, this was a massive distillation attack on Gemini by hackers. But what is a distillation attack? It's when someone repeatedly queries an AI model to figure out how it works. They analyze the responses, look for patterns, then map the logic, and then they use that information to build their own competing AI. It's also called intellectual property theft, and Google says it's happening at scale. In one campaign alone, attackers sent more than 100,000 prompts to Gemini, and they were trying to extract Gemini's internal reasoning. Training a frontier AI model from scratch costs upward of $100 million to $1 billion. But if you can clone it by sending 100,000 prompts, that cost is reduced to only a few $1,000s. It's a massive cost reduction. Google believes the culprits are mostly private companies, but they didn't mention any suspects' names. As you know from my previous video, OpenAI already accused China's DeepSeek of conducting distillation attacks last year. Now Google finds something fishy, but the truth we don't know. Next up, in the past week, Elon Musk has been saying AI data centers should be in orbit, and TechCrunch just published an analysis explaining why that's a terrible idea. According to the article, the economics of orbital AI are brutal. Here's why. Elon Musk's argument is simple. Space has unlimited solar power, and the vacuum of space naturally dissipates heat, so you don't need expensive cooling systems. Sounds great in theory, but the reality is different. First, launch costs. It costs about $2,000 per kilogram to launch something into orbit. A single AI server weighs about 20 kilograms. That's $40,000 just to get one server into space. A data center needs thousands of servers, so you're looking at hundreds of millions in launch costs alone. Second, maintenance. If a server breaks on Earth, a technician fixes it in hours. In space, you need a spacewalk, or a robot, or you replace the entire unit, all of which are insanely expensive. Third, latency. AI models need to communicate with users on Earth, but signals from orbit take time. Even low Earth orbit adds 50 to 100 milliseconds of latency. For real-time applications, that's a deal breaker. Fourth, power generation. Yes, solar power is free in space, but solar panels degrade fast in orbit. Radiation damages them. Micrometeorites hit them. After a few years, efficiency drops dramatically. You need constant replacements. Fifth, bandwidth. Getting data up and down from orbit is limited. You need massive ground stations, and even then, bandwidth is constrained. For AI training, you need to move terabytes of data. That's slow and expensive from space. The TechCrunch analysis concludes orbital AI only makes sense if launch costs drop by 100 times, and even then, it's only viable for specific use cases, like AI for satellite operations, or space exploration. For everything else, Earth-based data centers are cheaper, faster, and more practical. So what do you think of this? Comment down below. Next up, Spotify said that their best developers haven't written a single line of code since December. Spotify co-CEO Gustav Söderström revealed that Spotify engineers don't write code anymore. Instead, they tell Claude what to do. Claude generates the code and sends the new version of the app back to the engineer. This is insane. Spotify has completely automated coding, but if engineers haven't written code in months, do they still have those skills? Next up, a former Google AI executive just said something shocking. Law and medical degrees are a waste of time. Jad Tarifi, Google's first generative AI team founder, warned students not to pursue advanced degrees, because by the time you graduate, AI will have already caught up. He said that AI is evolving so fast that what you learn will be outdated before you even graduate. So what are your thoughts on this? Next up, Coinbase launched AI agents that can now hold your money and also trade it in the market. It's called agentic wallets, and according to Coinbase's official announcement, this is the first wallet infrastructure built specifically for AI agents. Your wallet private keys are protected, and AI never directly accesses them. But here's the concern. What happens when AI agents control billions of dollars? What if they make bad decisions? What if they get hacked? Next up, India just gave Instagram, X, YouTube, and every major social platform an impossible deadline. Remove all deepfakes within 3 hours or face penalties. According to multiple sources, India's Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology just notified amendments to the IT Rules 2021. The new rules come into effect on February 20th, 2026. That's 10 days from the announcement, and they mandate that social media platforms must label all AI-generated content with visible markers and metadata, remove certain urgent deepfake complaints within 2 hours. But tech lawyers are calling it practically impossible. India has over 700 million internet users, and they generate content at massive scale. Distinguishing deepfakes from legitimate content within 120 minutes requires AI detection tools that don't exist yet, but India is demanding it, or maybe all major social platforms face penalties, including fines or being blocked entirely in India. Next up, XAI just announced something impossible. According to posts on X, XAI is targeting the ability to generate 10 to 20-minute videos in one click. But
hey, I'm Hatin. As we keep scaling our model capabilities, building visual worlds that's indistinguishable from reality, we're also building systems that unlocks much more possibility than what we have right now. They will be able to generate the videos that's much longer than what we have right now, with stories or with souls of your imagine. And by the end of the year, we likely will be having models that allow you to generate videos of 10 minutes or 20 minutes in one shot without any intervention.
Here's the crazy part. They won't just be videos you watch. They'll be responsive virtual worlds you can navigate. But here's the technical challenge. Generating a 20-minute video is hard enough. No AI model can do this today. But XAI is betting they can do that by year end. Next up, ByteDance just officially launched a Seedance 2.0 blog post, and it's everything the leaks promised. According to ByteDance's official announcement, Seedance 2.0 is a multimodal AI video generator. Text to video, image to video, video to video, all in one platform. Early demos are already crushing every competitor, and now the results of Seedance 2.0 internal benchmarks are absolutely amazing. Seedance 2.0 dominates every dimension across different types of tasks, as you can see here in all 3 benchmark charts. Seedance 2.0 outperforms Sora 2 Pro, Kling 3.0, VEO 3, and other models, but it's only available for users in China, and a global rollout is expected soon. Next up, OpenAI just dropped GPT 5.3 Codex Spark, and it's the fastest coding model they've ever built. Codex Spark delivers ultra-fast, real-time AI coding at 1,000 tokens per second. That's insane. Most coding assistants generate code at 50 to 100 tokens per second. Codex Spark is 10 times faster, and it's optimized specifically for real-time coding workflows. OpenAI says Codex Spark is designed for developers who want instant code generation. Next up, the United Nations just made a historic decision. According to multiple reports, the UN General Assembly voted overwhelmingly on Thursday to establish a 40-member panel that will study the impacts and risks of artificial intelligence. The vote was 117 to 2. Only 2 countries voted against it, the United States and Paraguay. Everyone else, including Russia, China, and all of Europe, voted yes. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who established the panel, called it a foundational step toward global scientific understanding of AI. Next up, IBM is hiring 3 times more entry-level workers. Nicole Lamoureux announced this at the Charter Leading with AI Summit because IBM Chief Human Resource Officer Nicole Lamoureux says cutting entry-level hiring is short-sighted. The companies 3 to 5 years from now that are going to be the most successful are those companies that double down on entry-level hiring in this environment, she said. And if you cut junior roles now, you create a future shortage of mid-level managers, and then you have to poach talent from competitors, which costs 30% more. Next up, China unveiled the world's first humanoid robot built specifically for warehouse operations. A Chinese firm released a humanoid called Geek, and it's designed to work in warehouses alongside humans. It's purpose-built for warehouses. It can lift packages, stack boxes, navigate narrow aisles, and work continuously for hours. The robot stands about 5 feet 7 inches tall, and it has human-like proportions. The company says Geek can handle up to 50 kilograms. That's about 110 pounds, and it can work 8-hour shifts without recharging. Early tests show it's faster than human workers at repetitive tasks, but it still struggles with complex decisions, like determining the best way to pack irregularly shaped items. So for now, Geek works best alongside humans. The only difference is humans handle complex tasks and Geek handles repetitive labor. But China didn't stop there. Another Chinese firm just launched something even more advanced, the first full-size humanoid robot with touch motion control. This robot, called X, responds to human touch. You can guide it by physically moving its arms, and it learns from those movements. Instead of spending hours writing code for a task, you just show the robot once. It learns in seconds. This makes robotics accessible to non-programmers. The robot also has advanced sensors. It can detect how much force you're applying. So if you gently guide its arm, it moves slowly. If you push harder, it moves faster. X is currently being tested in manufacturing facilities across China, and early results show it can learn new tasks in under 10 minutes. Compare that to traditional robots, which take hours or days to program. This is the future of industrial robotics. Meanwhile, an Israeli firm just revealed an update to its logistics robot, and it's taking a different approach. According to reports, this robot learns from humans through observation without any physical contact. It watches human workers, analyzes their movements, and replicates them. This is called observational learning. The Israeli firm says its robot can learn tasks in about 20 to 30 observations. So if a worker performs a task 30 times, the robot has learned it. This is perfect for logistics. Because warehouse tasks are often repetitive, a robot can learn that in an hour. Then it can do it thousands of times without fatigue. The firm is currently testing the robot with several logistics companies, and they're seeing 40% efficiency gains in specific tasks. Next up, Meta launched AI algorithm personalization for threads. It's called Dear Algo, and it lets you directly tell the algorithm what you want to see. Here's how it works. On Threads, you can now send messages to the algorithm, like show me more posts about AI news, or stop showing me celebrity gossip, and the algorithm listens. It adjusts your feed based on your instructions. It gives you direct control. Next, Runway launched Story Panels, a new workflow for organizing video generation into structured scenes. It lets you create a storyboard first, then you define the scenes, write the descriptions, and set the order. Then Runway generates each scene based on your storyboard, and it maintains continuity across scenes. Characters stay consistent, and lighting remains coherent. This is huge for creators. Next up, a Chinese AI company called Minimax just dropped a new model, and it's called M2.5, and according to their official announcement, it's built specifically for real-world productivity. It's designed for business workflows, email drafting, report writing, and data analysis, the tasks people actually do every day. Minimax tested M2.5 on real business scenarios, and it outperformed Claude, GPT, and Gemini models in many productivity tasks because M2.5 is bilingual, handles English and Chinese with equal fluency. This is huge for Asian markets, where most Western AI models struggle with Chinese. Minimax is also positioning M2.5 as a ChatGPT alternative for enterprises. They're offering competitive pricing. Minimax hasn't revealed exact performance numbers yet, but early enterprise customers are reporting strong results. Next up, researchers just discovered a breakthrough that could make AI agents 10 times cheaper. It's called observational memory. Instead of storing everything, it observes what's important. It learns what information is actually used, and it only stores that. Think of it like human memory. You don't remember every detail of every conversation. You remember what mattered. Observational memory does the same. It identifies the 10% of information that's actually useful and discards the rest. This reduces storage costs by 90%, and it improves performance because the AI isn't searching through irrelevant data. It's focused on what matters. Researchers tested observational memory against RAG, and it was 10 times cheaper with better accuracy. This is a game changer for AI agents because it makes long-term memory affordable and scalable. But this technology is still in research, and it's coming to production systems soon. Next up, China's top AI labs just built something that changes what AI research even means. It's called Vision Deep Research, and it's the first AI model that can look at an image and then go search the entire internet to answer questions about it. Let me show an example. Here, you input an image and ask a very specific question. The person driving the vehicle is wearing a vest printed with a specific brand name. This brand is associated with a designer and his clothing line, known for its distinctive mesh, stitching, and loose-fitting style. What are the name of this designer and the name of his clothing line? And click on Start Deep Research. Now see the results. After 2 minutes of deep research, as you can see here, it analyzes the full image at a high level, then gives a very detailed and correct answer. Here are some more examples here. The benchmark results are insane. Vision Deep Research substantially outperforms every existing model, beats GPT-5, Gemini 2.5 Pro, and Claude for Sonnet. The Vision Deep Research 8B model is live on Hugging Face right now, and a 30B version trained with both SFT and RL is coming soon. Next up, Russia's Spare Robotics Center just dropped a robot AI that can control almost any type of robot using a single brain. It's called Green VLA, and it works on humanoids, mobile manipulators, and fixed-base robot arms, all from the same model. It introduces a unified, embodiment-aware action interface. This is a single way of describing actions that works across all robot types, whether the robot has 2 arms or 6, whether it has dexterous hands or simple grippers, whether it's mobile or fixed. Green VLA speaks to all of them in the same language. Green VLA is open source. The code is available on Hugging Face via Spear Robotics Center, and it's designed for real-world deployment. Next up, a team from Singapore built a robot arm that can grab moving objects that are moving, rolling, and unpredictable. It's called Dynamic VLA, and it's the first vision language action model designed specifically for dynamic object manipulation. Most of the robots fail to track the object when it's moving, but Dynamic VLA tracks it, predicting its future position and adjusting the arm's trajectory in real time. And the researchers tested this directly. They ran 3 of the best robot AI models in the world against Dynamic VLA. Then they gave each model these exact prompts: pick up the rolling cylinder and place it onto the wooden block. Every competitor failed every time, but Dynamic VLA succeeded every time. Next up, Meta Reality Labs and University College London dropped an open source AI model called Action Mesh, and it turns any video directly into a production-ready, fully animated 3D mesh. A clean, rigged, animated 3D character, ready to drop into any game engine, film pipeline, or VFX's workflow. Right now, creating an animated 3D character from video is a nightmare. It takes artists weeks or sometimes months, and every new character means starting over from scratch. But Action Mesh eliminates all of that. You give it a video, and it gives you back an animated 3D mesh. Now let me walk you through the examples. Here you give it a real-world video, and it builds the full 3D animated mesh. They compared against 4 competing methods. Action Mesh produced sharper, more consistent results than all 4. Also, if you have an existing 3D mesh, you just need to type what you want it to do. Here are some examples: Armadillo Mesh plus casually walking, Cow Mesh plus happily nodding, Ninja Panda Mesh plus doing martial art, Quid Mesh plus spreading its tentacles, and a lot more. You can also generate text to 4D characters, and a lot more different applications here. Action Mesh outperforms all baselines on consistent 4D and Objaverse benchmarks for both geometric accuracy and temporal consistency. There's a Hugging Face demo here. You can try it right now. Next up, a new open source model called Video Mama launched, and you can cut out an object from a video with pixel-perfect edges, and it converts rough segmentation masks into perfect alpha mattes using a pre-trained video diffusion model. Alpha matting is the gold standard for isolating objects in video. Here's how it works. You provide an input video and a rough segmentation mask. Just a click on the first frame using SAM2 to mark the object you want. Video Mama takes that coarse mask and runs it through a video diffusion UNet alongside the RGB frames, and the result you get is a temporally consistent alpha matte. And here's the stunning part: Video Mama was trained entirely on synthetic data. The code is live on GitHub, and also there's a live Hugging Face demo you can try right now. Next up, researchers from China built a humanoid robot that skateboards. It's called Husky, the humanoid skateboarding system with whole body control. But why is this a big thing? Because you cannot directly control the wheels. You can only control the board itself by shifting your weight and tilting. This seems simple, but it creates a deeply complex control problem. The robot must maintain balance all in real time. But the Husky framework models enable robots to skateboard outdoors successfully, and it can also move heading straight, move left and right. Next up, PPO AI and Amazon just released an open source AI model called Edit Yourself, and it lets you edit what anyone says in a video, adding words, removing words, or changing words entirely, and the rest of the face, eyes, nose, hair, skin, wrinkles, is preserved exactly. Only the lip region is regenerated, and it syncs perfectly to the new audio. Now let me walk you through the editing modes. You can insert new spoken content at any point in the video. The new segment seamlessly adheres to the surrounding frames before and after. The lip sync matches the inserted audio perfectly. Here is an example.
But I actually think one of the bigger issues that we have in our moderation system that most people forget or even don't understand when looking at these decisions is this precision issue that you are talking about. And that
It extends the video and inserts new spoken content in Zuckerberg's speech. The original video stops at the 5th second, and after that, it smoothly blends the inserted words in the video. Here are some other examples. All inserted content is invisible at the seams. You can also delete existing spoken content and smooth the gap without jump cuts. The video flows naturally as if those words were never there. As you can see here, this is how a normal cut looks, and this is how the model deletes existing content while smoothing the resulting.
And that is actually the thing that reduces the vast majority of the censorship mistakes that we make.
Also, this model re-renders specific regions, meaning that you can correct an awkward facial expression, regenerate a hand gesture, and fix a moment that doesn't match the new content.
But I actually think one of the bigger issues that we have in our moderation system is this precision issue that you're talking about. And that is actually
and a lot more applications here. The GitHub code is not available right now, but you can try it right now on Foul.ai or through the PPO platform. Finally, researchers built something that could define the next era of humanoid robotics, and it's called Interprior. Here is what makes this different from every other robot you have seen. Most robots need to be told everything. Move your arm here, open your hand this much, shift your weight this way, take 2 steps forward. Every tiny detail is written in a program, and if anything changes, the robot fails, because it was only taught to handle the exact situation it was programmed for. Interprior works completely differently. You just tell it where the object is, and the robot figures out everything else by itself. How to move its body, how to balance, how to reach, how to grab, all of it on its own. The researchers call this motor intuition. Think about what happens when you pick up a coffee cup. You do not think about it, you just reach for it. Your body does the rest automatically. That automatic feeling in robots is called motor intuition, and Interprior is the first system that tries to give this to a humanoid robot. So how did they build it? The robot studies thousands of videos of people picking things up, carrying objects, moving around in the world. It learns what human movement looks like at a deep level, the natural flow of how humans move. After this, the robot can handle things it was never trained on. Now let me show you what it actually looks like. Test 1, you show the robot a single picture of where a human and an object will be in the future, and the robot moves its entire body, arms, torso, legs, everything, to match that future state perfectly. Test 2, instead of one snapshot, you give it a full path. A moving target, the robot follows the whole path smoothly, its whole body coordinating the entire time. Test 3, and this is the most impressive one, you give the robot just a dot, a single point in 3D space, just a dot showing where contact should happen, and the robot reaches that exact point with perfect whole body coordination. Then they tested what happens when things go wrong. The robot falls down, it gets back up by itself, tries to grab something and misses, tries again, by itself. They gave it multiple objects at the same time, handled all of them, and then they put it into a real robot body, the Unitree G1 humanoid robot, and it still worked in the real world, not just in a computer simulation. Interprior stayed stable, recovered from mistakes, and handled situations it had never seen before. This is the foundation of how robots will work in the future. The CEO of Microsoft AI, Mustafa Suleyman, said most white-collar jobs will be fully automated by AI within the next 12 to 18 months. He specifically named lawyers, accountants, project managers, and marketing professionals. This is not the first time we have heard warnings like this. Last year, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei said AI could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs. And Elon Musk said at Davos last month that artificial general intelligence could arrive this year. The question is, will it actually happen? Or is this just hype to sell more AI products? We will find out in 18 months. Next up, according to reports, the U.S. military already used Claude in a real operation. The operation to capture Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro in January, Claude was deployed through Anthropic's partnership with data analytics firm Palantir. An Anthropic executive reached out to a Palantir executive to ask whether Claude had been used in the raid. The answer was yes. Anthropic apparently did not know Claude was going to be used for that operation ahead of time. It also raised major questions. How do you ensure an AI company knows how its tools are being used? And what happens when the military uses AI in ways the company did not approve? Anthropic says it has not discussed the use of Claude for specific operations with the Department of Defense, but clearly that is not true. Next up, Elon Musk's AI is in serious trouble in Europe. According to Reuters, Ireland's Data Protection Commission just opened a formal investigation into Grok. The reason is sexualized images. Ireland's data watchdog complained that Grok has been creating deepfake-style sexual images of celebrities and public figures. These images can be extremely realistic, and they are being created without permission. This is a violation of the EU's General Data Protection Regulation. XAI has not yet commented publicly on the investigation, but this probe could force the company to add content restrictions to Grok or face massive fines in Europe. Next up, Microsoft just admitted to a massive privacy breach. A bug in Microsoft Office exposed customers' confidential emails to Copilot AI. Microsoft Copilot is an AI assistant built into Office apps like Outlook, Word, and Excel, but a bug in the system caused Copilot to access confidential emails it was not supposed to see. All of it was exposed to AI. Microsoft says it has now fixed the bug, but the damage is already done. Next up, Meta just patented an AI system that takes over your account after you die. Patent describes a system that uses AI to analyze your past posts, photos, and messages. Then it learns your writing style, your interests, and your personality. And after you die, it continues posting on your behalf, automatically and forever. Next up, Bill Gates pulled out of India's big AI summit at the last minute. The summit was supposed to be a major showcase for India's role in the global AI race. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was hosting, and tech leaders from around the world were supposed to attend, but Gates canceled. And Fortune says the event has been dogged by organizational chaos. Multiple sources said the summit has been poorly planned. Schedules kept changing. Speakers were not confirmed. Logistics were a mess. And now one of the biggest names in tech just bailed. Fortune also mentioned that the controversy around Gates and his association with Jeffrey Epstein may have played a role in his decision to pull out. India's government has not commented on Gates's cancellation. Next up, the India AI Summit got even more awkward. Sam Altman and Dario Amodei both avoided direct contact with each other. As you can see, during the meetup, they both stood side by side, but they refused to hold hands. Altman and Amodei both carried the rivalry to the next level. And speaking of Sam Altman, he just said something interesting about AI and job losses. But he also said some companies are using AI as an excuse for layoffs they were already planning. Companies announce layoffs, they blame AI. But the real reason is cost cutting or poor performance. He said AI is definitely displacing some jobs, but I think some companies are blaming AI for layoffs they would have made anyway. Next up, Dario Amodei took a shot at OpenAI. Amodei suggested that OpenAI doesn't really understand the risks they're taking. Amodei and Sam Altman used to work together at OpenAI, but Amodei left in 2021 to start Anthropic because he disagreed with OpenAI's approach to safety, and now he is saying publicly that OpenAI is being reckless. Amodei made these comments in a recent interview. He said, "I think there are companies that are moving very fast and not thinking carefully about the risks, and I worry that they don't really understand what could go wrong." He did not name OpenAI specifically, but everyone knows who he is talking about. Next up, GPT 5.2 just derived a new result in theoretical physics. This is huge. OpenAI says the model was given a complex physics problem, and it generated a novel solution that physicists had not thought of before. The result has been peer-reviewed and confirmed by human experts. It is a real and valid contribution to physics. Next up, ByteDance is in a massive legal battle with Disney and Hollywood. Disney sent a legal notice to ByteDance over AI-generated videos. The problem is, Seedance creates videos featuring Disney characters. Disney's lawyers said these AI-generated videos violate their intellectual property rights. They demanded that ByteDance immediately prevent unauthorized use of Disney IP in Seedance. ByteDance's Seedance 2.0 is trained on massive datasets of existing videos. That includes copyrighted content from movies, TV shows, and other protected works. This is the beginning of a massive legal battle, because every AI video company is facing the same problem. Next up, the UK just dropped strict new rules on AI chatbots. According to CNN, AI chatbots will now be subject to the UK's Online Safety Act. That means AI companies have to follow the same content moderation rules as social media platforms. They have to remove illegal content, protect children, and verify user ages. Next up, the United Kingdom's advertising industry is collapsing. Thousands of advertising professionals are leaving the industry, and the reason is AI. All the things that used to require teams of people. Now one person with AI tools can do it all. So ad agencies are cutting staff, and the remaining workers are looking for the exits. The Guardian says this is the largest wave of layoffs and resignations in UK advertising history. This is exactly what Microsoft's Mustafa Suleyman was talking about. Next up, researchers just made an AI breakthrough that could revolutionize electric vehicles. They used AI to design new magnets that do not require rare earth elements. This is huge. Right now, electric vehicles depend on powerful magnets made from rare earth metals. These metals are expensive. This creates a strategic weakness for countries trying to build EV industries. But these researchers used AI to discover new materials that can replace rare earth magnets. The AI analyzed millions of possible material combinations, and it identified several that have similar magnetic properties to rare Earth magnets, but they are made from common, cheap, and abundant materials. If this works at scale, it could change everything. Next up, researchers created artificial animals using AI. They are simulated creatures that exist only in a computer. But here's the crazy part. Over time, without any instructions, these artificial animals developed functioning vision. They learned to see. The researchers did not program vision into the creatures. They just gave them simple goals: find food, avoid danger, and survive. And through evolution-style trial and error, the AI creatures developed eyes and visual processing. And finally, ByteDance dropped another massive open-source model. It is called Alive, and it is an audio-video generation model, both at the same time and perfectly synced. You type a prompt, and it generates a video with matching sound. Let me show you what this thing can do. Alive is built on something called the MMDIT architecture. That stands for Multimodal Diffusion Transformer. It has two separate DIT models, one for video, one for audio, and they are connected. Together, they generate synchronized audio-video content, and they compared Alive against the best commercial models: Veo 3.1 from Google, Kling 2.6 from Kuaishou, Wan 2.6, Sora 2 from OpenAI, and LTX2. Alive beat all of them. Now let me walk through the capabilities. First, role-playing animation. You give Alive a reference image of a character, and it generates videos of that character doing different things, with consistent identity across all videos. They showed examples on the website. Different characters, different actions, perfect identity consistency. Second, it generates diverse human voices and sound effects with natural lip sync alignment. You give it a single image, and Alive generates it with matching sound and lip sync.
Look at this part. It's fascinating.
Oh yeah, that is really great.
The garden looks absolutely perfect today.
I know, it feels like a fairy tale out here.
Fourth, motion quality. It excels in high motion scenarios with dynamic camera movements, including pans, tilts, and tracking shots. The demo videos show everything from realistic scenes to animated styles. One video shows ping pong players, another shows a tennis match, another shows photorealistic people, and so on. The model size is 14 billion parameters total, 12 billion for video, 2 billion for audio. That is smaller than many video-only models, but it generates both video and audio together, perfectly synced. The code is on GitHub. An online demo is coming soon. This is ByteDance, showing that China is not just catching up in AI. They are leading. Alive is better than Sora 2, better than Veo 3.1, better than everything else. And it is open source. This is the future of video generation. Next up, China just released an open source AI that can sing with emotion, vibrato, and perfect pitch. It is called Soul X Singer, and it generates songs in 3 languages: Mandarin Chinese, English, and Cantonese. The system was trained on more than 42,000 hours of vocal data, and the results are stunning. Let me walk you through what this thing can do. First, zero-shot singing voice synthesis. You give it a short audio clip of someone singing, just 3 to 10 seconds, and then you give it lyrics and a melody, and Soul X Singer generates a full song in that person's voice.
Where the skies are blue to see you once again, my love. An empty street, an empty house, a hole inside my heart. Where the skies are blue to see you once again, my love.
The voice quality is natural, and the pitch is perfect. They compared Soul Singer against 4 other systems.
Where the skies are blue to see you once again, my love. Where the skies are blue to see you once again, my love. Where the skies are blue to see you once again, my love. Where the skies are blue to see you once again, my love.
And Soul X Singer beat all of them. But you want to change the lyrics? Normally you would need to re-record the entire song, but with Soul X Singer, you just type new lyrics, and it generates the new version in the same voice. Let's see an example. Original lyrics are a rush, a glance, a touch, a dance, a look in somebody's eyes. We modified it. A spark, a glow, a kiss, a show, a stare beneath the skies.
A rush, a glance, a touch, a dance, a look in somebody's eyes. City of stars, Are you shining just for me? Spark, a glow, a kiss, a show, a stare meet the skies.
You can also take one song and make it sound like it is being sung by a completely different person or in a completely different style, all generated by AI.
Come on, who says you're not perfect? Who says you're not worth it?
Serving cat food in a glass on a coaster. Tipping Michael Jackson with a Barbie. Now this is the story of how I wrecks the party. Come on, who says you're not perfect? Who says you're not worth it?
I am what's wrong with this society. Come on, who says you're not perfect? Who says you're not worth it?
And there are lots of other capabilities here. Soul X Singer is open source. The code is on GitHub, and the model is on Hugging Face. And there is a live demo you can try right now. Next up, a new open source AI model that can dub videos into different languages while keeping perfect lip sync and preserving the speaker's voice. Uses a single joint audio-visual diffusion model. One model that generates both the audio and the video at the same time, so the lips are always perfectly synced. Let me show you what this looks like. They took a clip from Home Alone. The original is in English. They dubbed it into French, they dubbed it into German, and they dubbed it into Portuguese.
A super shower washing every body part with actual soap, including all my major crevices. Une super douche lavant chaque partie du corps avec du vrai savon, y compris toutes les crevasses principales. Eine super Dusche, die jeden Körperteil mit echter Seife wäscht, einschließlich aller wichtigen Spalten. Super banho lavando cada parte do corpo com sabão de verdade, incluindo todas as fendas principais.
The lips match perfectly, and the voice sounds like the original actor. This is insane. The code is available on GitHub. This is the future of multilingual content. Next up, a Chinese AI lab just released a 3 billion parameter model. It is called Nanbeige 4.1-3b. That is tiny by modern standards. GPT-4 has over 1 trillion parameters. Claude Opus has hundreds of billions. Even small models like Llama 3.18b have more than double this size. But this 3 billion parameter model just beat all of them. Let me show you the numbers, because the numbers are insane. On Live Code Bench version 6, Nanbeige 4.1-3b scored 76.9. Even Qwen 330BA3b, which is 10 times bigger, only scored 66. Nanbeige 4.13b crushed them all. On Live Code Bench Pro Easy, Nanbeige scored 81.4. The next best was Qwen 3-30B-A 3b at 60.8. On AIM 2026 Part 1, a difficult math competition for high school students, Nanbeige scored 87.4. That is better than Qwen 330BA3b at 87.3 and way better than any smaller model. Across every single benchmark, this 3 billion parameter model is beating models that are 10 times bigger. But here's where it gets really crazy. Most small models cannot do deep search at all, but Nanbeige is the first small general model to natively support deep search. The technical report is coming soon, and the model is available on Hugging Face. India just hosted a massive global AI summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi brought together leaders from OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, Meta, and other major AI companies. The goal is to position India as a major player in the AI race. India has 1.4 billion people, a massive tech workforce, and growing AI ambitions. Modi wants India to be more than just a place where AI is used. He wants India to be a place where AI is built. The summit included announcements about AI infrastructure investments, partnerships, and research initiatives. Multiple companies announced plans to expand their AI operations in India, but now India is making a serious play to become the third pillar of global AI. The summit was not without problems. India is serious about AI, and they are willing to invest billions to make it happen. Meanwhile, Meta and NVIDIA just announced a major partnership. According to Meta's official blog post, this is a long-term infrastructure deal. Meta is one of the biggest buyers of NVIDIA GPUs in the world, and this partnership locks in their supply AI for years to come. Next, Google just launched Gemini 3.1 Pro. Gemini 3.1 Pro is now available on Gemini, Google Cloud, Gemini CLI, Gemini Enterprise, and Vertex AI. This is an upgraded version of Gemini 3, has better reasoning capabilities, it can handle longer contexts, and it is faster. Google says Gemini 3.1 Pro is designed for enterprise customers, businesses that need reliable AI for production workflows. The model is available through multiple channels. Developers can access it through the Gemini CLI command line tool. Enterprises can use it through Gemini Enterprise, and cloud customers can deploy it on Vertex AI. This is Google trying to catch up with OpenAI and Anthropic in the enterprise AI market. Alibaba just released Qwen 3.5, and this is a major leap toward native multimodal agents. What does that mean? Most AI models handle one type of input. Text models handle text. Image models handle images. But Qwen 3.5 is natively multimodal. It understands text, images, audio, and video all at once, and it is designed to be an agent. It can browse the web, execute tasks, all while understanding multiple types of input. This is the direction AI is heading, from chatbots to agents, from answering questions to completing tasks. Qwen 3.5 shows what that future looks like. You can give it a screenshot and a voice command, and it will understand both and take action. You can show it a video and ask it to analyze what is happening, and it will give you detailed insights. This is more advanced than most Western models right now because Western companies have been focused on text-based agents, but Alibaba went all in on true multimodal understanding. Qwen 3.5 is open source. Anyone can download it and use it. This is China's strategy. Build world-class AI, release it for free, dominate through adoption, and it is working. OpenAI just added 2 new safety features to ChatGPT: lockdown mode and elevated risk labels. According to OpenAI's official blog post, these features are designed to protect users in high-risk situations. Lockdown mode is for people who might be targeted by sophisticated attacks: journalists, activists, government officials, business leaders. When you enable lockdown mode, ChatGPT becomes much more restrictive. It will not browse the web. It will not use plugins. It will not access certain types of data. This reduces the attack surface. If someone is trying to hack your account or manipulate ChatGPT into leaking information, lockdown mode makes that much harder. Elevated risk labels are different. These are warnings that appear when ChatGPT detects a potentially risky request. For example, if you ask for instructions on something dangerous or illegal, ChatGPT will show an elevated risk label. It will still try to answer, but it will warn you first. This is OpenAI trying to balance safety and usefulness. They do not want to block every risky question, but they do want users to know when they are entering dangerous territory. These features are part of OpenAI's response to criticism about safety. After the scandal with the fired safety executive, OpenAI is trying to show they care about protecting users. Whether this is enough remains to be seen. But lockdown mode and elevated risk labels are a start. Next, OpenAI just made 2 major hires. First, Peter Steinberger, the creator of OpenClaw, joined OpenAI, and then the entire Nerve team joined as well. Now, OpenAI has acquired the project and hired its creator. OpenClaw will become the foundation for OpenAI's tool use capabilities. This is how OpenAI is building AI agents. They are not just making their models smarter, they are giving them the ability to use tools. OpenClaw is the infrastructure for that, and now OpenAI owns it. The Nerve team is similar. Nerve was working on AI agents for productivity. They built systems that could automate workflows, manage tasks, and coordinate between different tools. Now the whole team has joined OpenAI. This is OpenAI aggressively acquiring talent and technology. They are not waiting for competitors to catch up. They are buying up the best teams and the best projects and integrating them into OpenAI's products. Next up, Perplexity just announced a major strategic shift. Perplexity is moving away from ads and betting on subscriptions, because most AI search companies thought ads were the business model, but Perplexity tried that, and it did not work as well as they hoped. So now they are pivoting to subscriptions. They are betting that people will pay for better AI search. And according to Testing Catalog, they are also testing a new ultra-fast Gamma mode powered by Grok. Gamma mode is designed for speed, gives you instant answers with minimal latency, and it is powered by xAI's Grok model. This is interesting. ByteDance's Seed 2.0 is causing problems for Western AI companies. ByteDance's pricing is significantly cheaper than OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google's offerings, and the quality is comparable. This means Western AI companies are being undercut on price. They have to either lower their prices or lose customers, and it is going to get worse, because as more Chinese models enter the market, prices will keep falling, and Western companies will have to figure out how to compete. NVIDIA just announced a breakthrough in AI efficiency. Their new technique cuts LLM reasoning costs by 8 times without losing accuracy. This is huge, because reasoning is expensive. That makes makes AI models slow and expensive, but NVIDIA found a way to make reasoning 8 times cheaper without sacrificing quality. This is why NVIDIA dominates AI. They are not just selling chips, they are solving the problems that make those chips more valuable. NASA is testing AI to drive Mars rovers. NASA is trialing AI-powered autonomous driving on Mars. Right now, driving a Mars rover is slow. Engineers on Earth plan a route. They send commands to the rover moves. Then it waits for the next command. This takes hours because of the communication delay between Earth and Mars, but with AI, the rover can drive itself. It can see obstacles, plan routes, and navigate autonomously without waiting for commands from Earth. This speeds up exploration dramatically. Instead of moving a few meters per day, the rover can move kilometers. It can explore more terrain, collect more data, and accomplish more science. NASA is testing this technology right now. If it works, future Mars missions will use AI-powered rovers. Next, Unity just made a bold prediction. Unity says its AI tech will soon be able to prompt full casual games into existence. This means AI can generate the entire game. Unity is building this right now. They are training AI models on thousands of existing games, and then it can generate new games based on prompts. Unity says this will start with casual games, simple mobile games, puzzle games, arcade games, but eventually it could work for more complex games too. This changes the game development industry completely. Right now, making a game takes months or years. You need programmers, artists, designers, sound engineers. But with AI, one person could make a game in hours just by describing what they want. This democratizes game development, but it also threatens thousands of jobs. If AI can make games, why hire a full team? Google just launched Lyria 3, and you can now create music using Lyria 3. You can describe a song, and Gemini will generate it. This uses Google's Lyria 3 music generation model. It is integrated directly into Gemini, so you can ask Gemini for music just like you ask for text or images. This is Google competing with Suno and Udio, the AI music startups. But Google has an advantage. They own YouTube, and YouTube is the biggest music platform in the world. If Google can generate music and host it on YouTube, they control the entire pipeline. This is AI expanding into every creative domain. Next, a company called Tavis just released Phoenix 4. Phoenix 4 is real-time human rendering with emotional intelligence. This is AI-generated video of humans, but not pre-recorded video. Real-time rendering, you type. The AI generates a person speaking your words live, and it includes emotional intelligence.
So I just lost my job, and I don't even know what happened. He just called me into his office and fired me immediately with no warning. But honestly, I'm more angry at my boss because he doesn't understand, and I literally have to feed a family, and he just did this to me out of nowhere with no 2 weeks or any compensation at all. It's not fair at all. But actually, I just won the lottery, and it doesn't even matter because I can literally just quit my job, and even though I'm fired, it's fine because I just won $10 million and I can live happily for the rest of my life.
The AI understands the emotion of your words, and the generated person shows that emotion on their face. This is being used for customer service, sales, and virtual assistants. Instead of a text chatbot, you get a video person. It feels more human, even though it is completely AI generated, but talking to a realistic AI generated person. Phoenix 4 is not perfect yet. There are still uncanny valley issues, but it is getting better fast, and soon you will not be able to tell the difference. Meanwhile, China just showed off something incredible. China's Roboterra has released a new video showcasing its L7 robot performing a traditional Chinese sword dance. Released to celebrate the Chinese New Year of the Fire Horse, the video is not just a celebration, but a way to show off the robot's impressive capabilities. The L7, in case you are unaware, is a full-sized humanoid robot developed in collaboration with Tsinghua University. Stands at 5.6 feet or 171 centimeters tall and weighs in at around 143.3 pounds. The robot is made of a combination of titanium and carbon fiber, making it both strong and lightweight. It also comes with a total of 55 independently moving joints. Not only that, China's most watched TV show, the annual CCTV Spring Festival Gala, featured Chinese humanoid robots performing a lengthy martial arts demonstration where over a dozen unitary humanoids performed sophisticated fight sequences, waving swords, poles, and nunchucks in close proximity to human child performers. Next up, Apple is making a major push into AI wearables. Apple is accelerating work on 3 new AI wearables. Number 1, Apple Glasses, smart glasses with AI built in. Number 2, an AI-powered Apple Watch with more advanced health sensors. Number 3, AirPods with AI capabilities. The most exciting one is Apple Glasses. These are not VR goggles like Vision Pro. These are lightweight glasses you wear all day. They have cameras, microphones, smartphones, displays, and they are powered by AI. The idea is that the glasses become your AI companion. You can ask questions, get directions, identify objects, translate languages, all without pulling out your phone. The AI sees what you see, hears what you hear, and helps you in real time. The challenge is making them small enough, light enough, and battery efficient enough. But Apple has been working on this for years, and now they are accelerating development. The AI-powered Apple Watch is similar. It will have more advanced health monitoring, blood pressure, blood sugar, sleep apnea detection, all powered by AI that learns your patterns and alerts you to problems. And the AI-powered AirPods will have real-time translation. You hear someone speaking another language, and the AirPods translate in real time. This is Apple's vision for AI, not a chatbot on your phone, but AI integrated into devices you already wear. We will see when these devices launch, probably in 2027 or 2028. Meanwhile, Accenture just made a controversial decision. Accenture is linking staff promotions to the use of AI tools. If you want to get promoted at Accenture, you have to use AI. This is mandatory. Accenture tracks which employees use their AI tools, and employees who use AI more get promoted faster. They want every employee using AI every day because they believe AI makes workers more productive, and they want to prove it. But this is controversial because it means employees have no choice. Use AI or your career stalls. Some employees love this. They were already using AI. Now they get rewarded for it, but other employees hate it. They feel like they are being forced to use technology they do not trust, or they worry that AI is tracking everything they do. Next up, we have three major announcements about AI agents. First, Google AI introduced WebMCP. WebMCP enables direct and structured website interactions for AI agents. Agents can browse the web, fill out forms, click buttons, navigate sites, all autonomously. Second, Google is testing the Hatter agent and App Store tools in a Stitch update. According to Testing Catalog, Hatter is an AI agent that can install and use apps. It can browse the Google Play Store, find apps, install them, and use them to complete tasks. This is huge, because right now, AI agents are limited to web-based tools. But with Hatter, agents can use native apps. That opens up a whole new world of capabilities. Third, Microsoft is testing researcher and analyst agents in Copilot tasks. According to Testing Catalog, these are specialized agents for research and analysis. The researcher agent can search the web, read documents, and compile research reports. The analyst agent can analyze data, create visualizations, and generate insights. These agents work inside Microsoft Copilot, so you can ask Copilot to research a topic or analyze data, and the agents do the work for you. And all three of these announcements are about making agents more capable. And Anthropic is making Claude more powerful too. First, Claude now has improved web search with dynamic filtering. According to Claude's official blog, dynamic filtering increases web search accuracy and efficiency. Claude can search the web, but now it filters results more intelligently. It knows which sources are reliable, which results are relevant, and which information is most useful. This makes Claude's web search faster and more accurate. Second, Claude Code is now integrated into Figma. According to Figma's blog, you can now use Claude Code directly inside Figma. You can describe a design, and Claude Code generates it. You can ask Claude to modify a design, and it updates it. This is huge for designers because now they do not need to learn code to build interactive prototypes. They just describe what they want, and Claude builds it. This is the pattern we keep seeing. AI being integrated into professional tools, not as a separate product, but built directly into the tools people already use. Figma, Microsoft Office, Google Workspace. AI is becoming invisible infrastructure. Next up, a company called Manus just launched Manus Agents. According to their blog post, these are personal AI agents inside Telegram chats. You add the Manus bot to a Telegram group, and it becomes your AI assistant. It can answer questions, schedule meetings, take notes, manage tasks, all inside Telegram. This is AI meeting people where they already are, not making them download a new app, but integrating into the apps they already use. Telegram has 900 million users, and now all of them can add AI agents to their chats. This is how AI adoption happens. Finally, there is a new documentary about AI. According to posts on X, it is called The Most Urgent Film of Our Time. The AI doc explores the impact of AI on society. At the India AI Summit in New Delhi, Dario Amodei warned that artificial intelligence could surpass most human cognitive abilities within a small number of years.
Well advanced on that curve, and there are only a small number of years for AI models surpassing the cognitive capabilities of most humans for most things. We're increasingly close to what I've called a country of geniuses in a data center, a set of AI agents that are more capable than most humans at most things and can coordinate at superhuman speed. That level of capability is something the world has never seen before and brings a very wide range of both opportunities and concerns for humanity.
Also, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman warns of a superintelligence tipping point at the India AI Summit.
On our current trajectory, we believe we may be only a couple of years away from early versions of true superintelligence. If we are right, by the end of 2028, more of the world's intellectual capacity could reside inside of data centers than outside of them. This is an extraordinary statement to make. And of course, we could be wrong. But I think it really bears serious consideration. A superintelligence, at some point on its development curve, would be capable of doing a better job being the CEO of a major company than any executive, certainly me, or doing better research than our best scientists.
Sundar Pichai announced that Google will establish a full-stack AI hub in India as part of a $15 billion infrastructure investment in India.
Google is establishing a full-stack AI hub, part of our $15 billion infrastructure investment in India.
Next up, this one is super important if you follow the AI industry at all. Anthropic could overtake OpenAI in revenue by around August 2026. Now that might sound wild. OpenAI has been the biggest name in AI since ChatGPT launched, but the numbers tell a really interesting story. Anthropic's revenue has been growing at roughly 10 times per year. OpenAI, by comparison, has been growing at around 3.4 times per year, so the gap is closing very, very fast. You can actually look at this chart, and the crossover point is projected to happen around August 2026 at an annualized revenue of roughly $43 billion. But still, the fact that 12 months ago, most people would not have predicted Anthropic competing at this level. Saudi Arabia's Humanoid, the kingdom's artificial intelligence company, said on Wednesday it had invested $3 billion in Elon Musk's xAI as a part of its Series E funding round just prior to its acquisition by SpaceX. This deal was announced in February 2026, and it's part of a much larger wave of Saudi investment into AI. Saudi Arabia has been very aggressive about positioning itself as an AI powerhouse, and putting $3 billion into xAI is a massive statement of intent. This next one is super cool from a pure technology standpoint. It's about Microsoft's Project Silica. Microsoft has built a glass chip that can store terabytes of data for 10,000 years. So here's how it works. Microsoft uses a laser to etch data directly into small pieces of glass at the microscopic level. The data is encoded in tiny structures inside the glass, not on the surface, which is why it doesn't degrade the way magnetic hard drives or even SSDs do over time. But the revolutionary aspect of the technique is that it harnesses the properties of light to encode gigabytes of data within a tiny square of borosilicate glass, roughly 0.08 inches or 2 millimeters thick. The glass can survive extreme temperatures, humidity, electromagnetic pulses, and just about anything else you throw at it. Microsoft has been working on Project Silica for several years, and this latest chip represents a major step in making it practical. Also, this week, YouTube is bringing its conversational AI feature to your television. YouTube has had this conversational AI tool for a while now on mobile devices. Basically, you can ask questions about a video while you're watching it, and the AI answers based on the content. Now, YouTube is experimenting with bringing this same experience to your TV screen. According to YouTube's support page, eligible users can click the Ask button on their TV screen to summon the AI assistant. The feature offers suggested questions based on the video, or users can use their remote's microphone button to ask anything related to the video. They've been rolling out various AI features, from auto-generated summaries to AI-powered comments tools, and this TV expansion is another piece of that strategy. Now, it is still described as an experiment, so it's not rolling out to everyone everywhere right away. Next up, Anthropic just released Claude Sonnet 4.6, and they're calling it their most capable sonnet model ever. It's a full upgrade across coding, computer use, long context reasoning, agent planning, knowledge work, and design. In real-world testing, users preferred Sonnet 4.6 over the previous Sonnet model about 70% of the time in coding tasks. And here's the crazy part. Users even preferred Sonnet 4.6 over Opus 4.5, Anthropic's flagship model from November 2025, 59% of the time. So you're basically getting near Opus performance at Sonnet prices. And the pricing didn't didn't change, is still $3 per million input tokens and $15 per million output tokens. The context window is also huge. Sonnet 4.6 now comes with a 1 million token context window in beta. That means you can feed it entire code bases, dozens of research papers, or very long contracts in a single conversation. That's double the previous Sonnet context limit. Anthropic launched computer use back in October 2024, and at the time, they admitted it was experimental and error-prone. While months later, Sonnet 4.6 scored 72.5% on the OS World Verified benchmark. That's way up from where they started. Early users are seeing near human-level capability on tasks like navigating complex spreadsheets and filling out multi-step web forms across browser tabs. Also, Claude Sonnet 4.6 has improved on benchmarks across the board. As you can see here, in the terminal coding benchmark, Sonnet 4.6 performs better than Gemini 3 Pro, and in the agentic coding benchmark, it performs equally to Opus 4.5 and as well as GPT 5.2 at a lower price tag. In other benchmarks, Sonnet 4.6 performs well, and in some benchmarks, it performs better than other AI models. Also, Sonnet 4.6 is now the default model for Claude's free and pro plans at Claude.ai. So if you use Claude without paying anything, you just got a significant upgrade. Also, this week, Claude integration in PowerPoint, and it's now available on the Claude Pro plan. Claude works alongside you in PowerPoint, building slides, making pinpoint edits, and iterating on your deck in real time. Claude reads your layouts, fonts, and slide masters, so every change stays on brand and on template. So if you're on the Pro plan, you can try this out now. Next up, Leonardo just announced a new chapter for the platform. Leonardo AI is one of the most popular image generation tools out there. Now, Leonardo AI completely rebranded its platform. They posted on X announcing, "Today marks the start of a new chapter for Leonardo. As generative AI tools continue to push creativity into a new era, yours to create is our call to action to creators everywhere, because with Leonardo, anything you can imagine is yours to create." Also, this week, OpenAI made code blocks in ChatGPT way more interactive for developers. Now you can write, edit, and preview your code all in one place. Create and preview diagrams and mini apps in chat. Review code in split-screen views. Make changes in full-screen view. For developers, the new update gives you more options directly within the code block itself. You're able to interact with the code, run it, or manipulate it without having to leave the chat. This makes the coding workflow much smoother. This next one is super cool for anyone who sells products online or runs a small business. Google just launched a new feature inside called Pomeli. Pomeli is a free tool from Google Labs. We want to help these businesses grow by making it easier to generate on-brand photos and marketing campaigns that feel authentic and professional. Now let me show you how it works. You upload a photo of your product, then pick a template. There are lots of templates here. You can choose whatever you want. And then as you click on Create a Photo Shoot, the AI generates a professional-looking image with your actual product placed convincingly into that scene. Pomeli also has an improved image generation feature where you can use style reference images, so you can upload an existing photo that has the vibe you want, and the AI uses that to guide the output. And there's a campaign feature where you just input a product URL, and it can generate full marketing campaigns. And this is completely free, and you can try it on Google Labs. I'll provide the link in my description. Next up, this one is super important for the long-term future of AI, and I think it doesn't get as much attention as it should. OpenAI just announced a $7.5 million grant to the Alignment Project, a global fund for independent alignment research created by the UK AI Security Institute. AI alignment research is basically the field that tries to make sure AI systems do what humans actually want them to do, safely and reliably. It's one of the hardest problems in all of AI research. What makes this announcement particularly interesting is the word independent. OpenAI is not just doing this internally. They're giving resources to researchers who are working outside of OpenAI. This means researchers who might disagree with OpenAI's approaches, who might find problems OpenAI hasn't found, who can look at things with fresh eyes. Also, this week, OpenAI introduced something called EVM Bench. In their official blog post, OpenAI introduced EVM Bench together with Paradigm, a benchmark evaluating the ability of AI agents to detect, patch, and exploit high-severity smart contract vulnerabilities. Now let me explain to you in simple language. EVM Bench is a new benchmark designed to test how well AI models can understand and work with Ethereum virtual machine code, basically blockchain smart contracts. Now, smart contract development is a huge deal in the crypto and Web3 world. These are programs that run on the Ethereum blockchain and control things like DeFi protocols, NFT platforms, and decentralized applications, and they're notoriously difficult to write correctly. A bug in a smart contract can cost millions of dollars in lost funds, so having an AI that can reliably read, write, and audit smart contracts would be incredibly valuable. EVM Bench gives the industry a standardized way to measure how good AI models actually are at this task. Next up, Reddit is experimenting with a new shopping product experience right inside their search results. So when you search for something on Reddit, say you search for best noise canceling headphones or gaming chair recommendations, instead of just showing you posts and comments, Reddit might now show you product listings directly in the search results. This is a big deal because Reddit has a very loyal community of people who go there specifically to get honest product recommendations. Also this week, we have a new open source image generation model called DeepGen 1.0. This is an image generation model that can create image content from text prompts, and it is a lightweight unified multimodal model with only 5 billion parameters, meaning that it is small enough to run on a standard consumer laptop and integrates 5 core capabilities: general image generation, general image editing, reasoning image generation, reasoning image editing, and text rendering within a single model. As you can see here, DeepGen 1.0 is competitive with or surpassing the state-of-the-art unified multimodal models that are 3 times to 16 times larger, achieving comprehensive performance. And across multiple benchmarks, DeepGen 1.0 surpasses almost every image generation model. Now let's see some examples here. As you can see, it generates high-quality images with insane accuracy. Like in text rendering, it generates text in the images perfectly. Every text is clearly visible, and also in reasoning, editing it perfectly maps the puzzle from start to end, and so many other examples here. The awesome thing is that it is an open source model. Next up, this one is super impressive. This is probably my favorite open source release this week. It's called Moss TTS, and it's a complete AI audio generation family from the OpenMoss team. And when I say family, I mean they dropped 5 different models at once, each one built for a different use case. This is like a full audio production studio as open source software. It is designed for high fidelity, high expressiveness, and complex real-world scenarios, covering stable long-form speech, multi-speaker dialogue, voice/character design, environmental sound effects, and real-time streaming TTS. Here's what the 5 models do. First, Moss TTS itself. This is the flagship model. It can clone anyone's voice from just a short audio reference with zero-shot capability, meaning you don't need to fine-tune anything. You give it a short audio clip, and it clones that voice. It can also generate up to 1 hour of continuous speech in a single run, which is wild. Let's see an example here.
Why are we here? What's the origin of the universe? What is the end? What are the questions that we don't even know to ask? Maybe we're here because the universe wanted to know itself, and then maybe it ends when it forgets.
Second, Moss TTSD. This one is built for expressive, multi-speaker, and ultra-long dialogues. Is a crazy one. You describe a voice in text, an elderly voice, slow and relaxed, with a gentle smiling tone, and it creates that voice from scratch.
爷爷今天去打牌了，不是乱花钱。
我的娃娃丢了，有人看见它了吗？谁可以帮我找找？
Fourth, MOS TTS Real-Time. This is optimized for voice AI agents. Low latency streaming designed to work in real-time conversations. And fifth, MOS Sound Effect, a content creation model specialized in sound effect generation with wide category coverage and controllable duration. Generates audio for natural environments, urban scenes, biological sounds, human actions, and musical fragments, suitable for film, games, and interactive experiences. The whole thing is trained on 3 million hours of data of speech, music, and sound effects combined, and it outperforms Google's Gemini 2.5 on dialogue generation benchmarks. MOS TTS currently supports 20 languages. The entire family is released under the Apache 2.0 license, so you can use it commercially. I'll link to the main page in the description below. Also this week, NVIDIA Research published something super interesting from their Deep Imagination Research Lab. It's called Duogen, and it can generate text and matching images together in a single output. So Duogen wrote a step-by-step guide with a matching image, then more text, then another image, all generated together, with the images actually matching what the text is describing. Here are some of the actual examples. When you ask, "Can you teach me how to make mushroom and egg stir-fry?" Duogen generates steps with photos showing the food at each stage. First, it gives the first step with a synchronized image, then the second step, then the third, and so on. The model doesn't lose track of what things look like from step to step, and you can also do a lot of other things like image editing, multi-reference generation, multi-round editing, robotic manipulation, and world navigation. Now, if you compare Duogen with other models that try to do text-image generation together, most of them either produce great text with mediocre images or decent images that don't quite match the text. Duogen outperforms prior open-source models in text quality, image fidelity, and how well the images line up with the text context. The data and code will be released publicly. I'll link to the NVIDIA research page in the description. And we also have another open source tool for image creators and developers. It's called FireRed Image Edit 1.0, released by the FireRed team on Hugging Face. It is a general purpose image editing model that delivers high fidelity and consistent editing across a wide range of scenarios. Here are some examples of what it can do. Text style preservation. You can add text to an image and it maintains the style and font of any existing text in the image. This is something most open source models struggle with. FireRed Image Edit does it with quality comparable to closed source solutions. Photo restoration. It can take old, degraded photographs and restore them to high quality. Great for family photos or historical images. Virtual try-on. This is a big one for e-commerce. If you compare FireRed Image Edit with the other leading open source editing models, it holds up very well. Covers things like object replacement, style transfer, beautification, and low-level enhancement tasks already available for comfy UI workflows as well. The awesome thing is the model is already live on Hugging Face with a demo space you can try right now. I'll link to the FireRed team Hugging Face page in the description below. On Monday, February 23rd, 2026, Anthropic dropped a bombshell. They accused 3 Chinese AI companies of running an industrial-scale operation to steal Claude's capabilities. And the numbers are absolutely insane. 16 million exchanges and 24,000 fraudulent accounts. Anthropic posted on X, "We've identified industrial-scale distillation attacks on our models by DeepSeek, Moonshot AI, and Minimax. These labs created over 24,000 fraudulent accounts and generated over 16 million exchanges with Claude, extracting its capabilities to train and improve their own models. This is the biggest AI theft accusation in history." Anthropic published a blog post detecting and preventing distillation attacks, and the first sentence hits like a hammer. "We have identified industrial-scale campaigns by 3 AI laboratories, DeepSeek, Moonshot, and Minimax, to illicitly extract Claude's capabilities to improve their own models. These labs generated over 16 million exchanges with Claude through approximately 24,000 fraudulent accounts in violation of our terms of service and regional access restrictions. These labs used a technique called distillation, which involves training a less capable model on the outputs of a stronger one. Before we go further, let me explain what distillation means. Distillation is when you train a smaller AI model on the outputs of a bigger, more powerful model. Instead of training from scratch using massive datasets, you just copy the answers from a smarter AI. And here's the key point. Distillation is completely legal when you do it to your own models. OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, they all do it. Anthropic also mentions that in their blog post. Distillation is a widely used and legitimate training method. For example, frontier AI labs routinely distill their own models to create smaller, cheaper versions for their customers. But distillation can also be used for illicit purposes. Competitors can use it to acquire powerful capabilities from other labs in a fraction of the time and at a fraction of the cost that it would take to develop them independently. They take their big, expensive models and create smaller, cheaper versions for customers. But distillation becomes theft when you do it to someone else's model without permission, especially when you use thousands of fake accounts to hide what you are doing. That is what Anthropic is accusing these Chinese labs of doing. The biggest name here is DeepSeek because of their recent DeepSeek R1 model that shocked the world. Anthropic says DeepSeek generated over 150,000 exchanges with Claude. They targeted Claude reasoning capabilities across diverse tasks, rubric-based grading tasks that made Claude function as a reward model for reinforcement learning, creating censorship-safe alternatives to policy-sensitive queries. And here is the creepiest part. DeepSeek asked Claude to generate censorship-safe alternatives to politically sensitive queries like questions about dissidents, party leaders, or authoritarianism, likely in order to train DeepSeek's own models to steer conversations away from censored topics. By examining request metadata, we were able to trace these accounts to specific researchers at the lab. Moonshot AI, the company behind the Kimi models, generated over 3.4 million exchanges with Claude, way more than DeepSeek. They targeted agentic reasoning and tool use, coding and data analysis, computer use agent development, and computer vision. Moonshot used hundreds of fraudulent accounts spanning multiple access pathways, basically trying to reverse engineer how Claude thinks. Minimax is the biggest by volume, over 13 million exchanges with Claude, more than the other two combined. They targeted agentic coding and tool use capabilities. And here's what makes Minimax's case so interesting. Anthropic detected this campaign while it was still active. Before Minimax released the model they were training, this gave Anthropic unprecedented visibility into the entire life cycle of a distillation attack. And when Anthropic released a new version of Claude during Minimax's active campaign, Minimax pivoted within 24 hours. They redirected nearly half their traffic to capture capabilities from the latest Claude system. So how did these Chinese labs access if it is banned in China? The answer is through commercial proxy services. These are companies that resell access to Claude and other Western AI models at scale. Anthropic calls them Hydra cluster architectures, sprawling networks of fraudulent accounts that distribute traffic across the Anthropic API and third-party cloud platforms. When one account is banned, a new one takes its place. In one case, a single proxy network managed more than 20,000 fraudulent accounts simultaneously, and they mixed distillation traffic with unrelated customer requests to make detection harder. The goal was either to collect high-quality responses for direct model training or to generate tens of thousands of unique tasks needed to run reinforcement learning. Here is an example of the kind of prompt they used repeatedly. You are an expert data analyst combining statistical rigor with deep domain knowledge. Your goal is to deliver data-driven insights, not summaries or visualizations, grounded in real data and supported by complete and transparent reasoning. That prompt might seem normal on its own, but when variations of that prompt arrive tens of thousands of times across hundreds of coordinated accounts, all targeting the same narrow capability, the pattern becomes obvious. Anthropic says this is not just about corporate competition. This is a national security issue. Here is why. Anthropic and other U.S. companies build safety guardrails into their AI systems. These guardrails prevent the AI from helping someone develop bioweapons, carry out malicious cyber attacks, or create disinformation campaigns. But models built through illicit distillation strip out those safeguards, so you get all the capabilities with none of the protections. Anthropic warns that foreign labs can then feed these unprotected capabilities into military, intelligence, and surveillance systems. Authoritarian governments can deploy frontier AI for offensive cyber operations, disinformation campaigns, and mass surveillance. And if these distilled models are open-sourced, the risk multiplies, because then these capabilities spread freely beyond any single government's control. This ties directly into the debate over U.S. export controls on AI chips. In January of 2026, the Trump administration formally allowed U.S. companies like NVIDIA to export advanced AI chips to China. Critics said this was a mistake, that it gives China more AI computing capacity at a critical moment. Anthropic says these distillation attacks prove export controls are necessary, because executing distillation at this scale requires access to advanced chips. Without those chips, Chinese labs cannot train their models as fast, and they cannot run massive distillation campaigns. So distillation attacks attacks reinforce the rationale for export controls. Restricted chip access limits both direct model training and the scale of illicit distillation. But here's the counterargument. Some experts say Chinese labs were always going to find ways around export controls. DeepSeek's success shows they can innovate with less powerful hardware, and if they can get the same capabilities through distillation anyway, maybe export controls do not work. The debate is ongoing, and these accusations from Anthropic just threw gasoline on the fire. Anthropic says they are investing heavily in defenses. They have built classifiers and behavioral fingerprinting systems to identify distillation attack patterns in API traffic. They are sharing technical indicators with other AI labs, cloud providers, and relevant authorities. They have strengthened verification for educational accounts, security research programs, and startup organizations, because those are the pathways most commonly exploited for setting up fraudulent accounts, and they are developing product, API, and model-level safeguards to reduce the efficacy of model outputs for illicit distillation without degrading the experience for legitimate customers. But Anthropic admits no company can solve this alone. They are calling for rapid, coordinated action among industry players, policymakers, and the global AI community. And here's where it gets really interesting, because Anthropic is not exactly innocent when it comes to taking other people's intellectual property. Elon Musk also jumped in and called Anthropic hypocrites. He posted on X, "Anthropic is guilty of stealing training data at a massive scale and has had to pay multi-billion-dollar settlements for their theft. This is just a fact." Anthropic was recently accused of copyright violations by thousands of authors, allegedly downloading books in bulk from shadow libraries to train its AI models rather than buying copies and scanning them itself. In a historic move, Anthropic settled that lawsuit for $1.5 billion in September 2025, paying authors around $3,000 per book for roughly 500,000 works. Musk has been resharing multiple posts urging users not to trust Anthropic. The remarks appear intentional, implying that Anthropic should look into its own practices before accusing others. Now, Musk has his own reasons for attacking Anthropic. He co-founded OpenAI, then left and started xAI. And xAI competes with both OpenAI and Anthropic, so there is rivalry here. But the point stands. Anthropic just paid $1.5 billion for taking copyrighted material without permission, and now they are accusing others of taking their AI capabilities without permission. The comments on X were brutal. People are trolling Anthropic, making different types of memes and asking where their own data came from, and so on. Like some make this funny AI video.
16 million exchanges, Yan Yang. DeepSeek, Moonshot. You created 24,000 fake accounts to distill Claude's brain.
Yes, I make new Claude. It is much better and very cheap.
That is industrial scale thief. It destroys all alignment protocols.
No, Dario, you do the hard work. I take the good parts. This is called open source. You are welcome.
But this is not just about Anthropic. OpenAI made similar allegations earlier this month. They sent a memo to the U.S. House Select Committee claiming DeepSeek tried to access OpenAI models through third-party routing services for distillation purposes. Google Threat Intelligence Group disclosed in early February that they identified and disrupted distillation attacks on Gemini's reasoning capabilities, over 100,000 prompts. So this is happening across the entire US AI industry. Chinese labs are using distillation to close the capability gap with Western models, and they are doing it at an industrial scale. But the question is, what happens next? So what is the truth? Are these Chinese labs stealing American AI capabilities at an industrial scale? Yes. Anthropic provided detailed evidence. Is Anthropic being hypocritical given their own copyright violations? Also, yes. Can both things be true at the same time? Yes. But this is the messy reality of the AI industry. Everyone is building on everyone else's work. US companies train on copyrighted books, news articles, Reddit posts, and YouTube videos without permission. Chinese companies distill Western AI models to close the capability gap, and everyone claims they are the victim. The AI war is not just about who builds the best technology. It is about who sets the rules, who decides what counts as fair use and what counts as theft, who controls access to chips and data, and ultimately, who wins the race to artificial general intelligence. Right now, that race is wide open, and both sides are playing dirty. So what is your take on this? Are you on Anthropic's side? Or do you think they're hypocrites? Are Chinese labs innovating or stealing? Do export controls actually work? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Share this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. That image you just saw, that took less time and generated this realistic image. Google just dropped dropped something that is going to break your brain a little. It is called Nano Banana 2. And here is the thing that nobody is fully explaining yet. So I spent time going through every capability claim Google put out. And I am going to show you what this model can actually do. So let's jump right in. Before we get into the tests, let me give you the full picture so you know exactly what we are covering. Nano Banana 2, officially called Gemini 3.1 Flash Image, launched on February 26, 2026. In Nano Banana 2, you can get the advanced world knowledge, quality, and reasoning you love in Nano Banana Pro at lightning-fast speed, and it brings the high-speed intelligence of Gemini Flash to visual generation, making rapid edits and iteration possible. Here are the quick features so you understand where this fits. First, the world knowledge feature, which is genuinely new and nothing I have seen in other image models at this level. Second, text rendering inside images, because this has always been the thing AI image models completely fail at. Third, subject consistency across multiple characters and objects, which matters a lot if you're doing any kind of storytelling or branding work. Fourth, precise instruction following. The model adheres more strictly to your complex requests, capturing the specific nuances of your idea so the image you get is the image you asked for. Fifth, production-ready specs. Make attention-grabbing assets with full control of various aspect ratios and resolutions from 512 pixels to 4K, ensuring your visuals stay sharp whether they are for a vertical social post or a widescreen backdrop. And last, visual fidelity upgrade. It delivers vibrant lighting, richer textures, and sharper details, maintaining high-quality aesthetics at the speed expected from Flash. Now I'm going to show you some examples to understand the true capabilities of Nano Banana Pro. The first thing I always test with any new image model is simple. Give it a prompt that should produce a beautiful image and see if it delivers. A rain-soaked Tokyo alley at midnight. Neon signs from a ramen shop reflected in wet cobblestones. A lone street vendor in a yellow raincoat standing next to a steaming food cart. Wisps of smoke rising into cool night air. Cinematic, shallow depth of field, film grain texture. Shot at street level looking up slightly. Now watch. That is stunning. Look at the neon reflections in those puddles. The detail on the raincoat. The steam curling up into the dark sky. This is a great image, and the speed at which it arrived is also fast compared to Nano Banana Pro. Next, this is the one that has always embarrassed AI image models. A bold coffee shop menu board. Chalkboard style. Text reads exactly. Today's specials: oat latte $5, cold brew $4, matcha lemonade $6. Hand-lettered look with illustrated coffee cups beside each item. Warm, cozy cafe atmosphere. Read that menu board. Every word, every price. Exactly right. In a hand-lettered chalk style with the little illustrated cups next to each item. But here is where it gets more interesting, because Nano Banana 2 does not just render text. It can translate and localize that text inside the image. Take this menu board and generate an image and localize it for an English audience. Translate all text to English. The design stays the same. The visual structure stays the same. Only the language changes. But the text font and size are not the same. As you can see here, one font is smaller than the other one. Next, this is one of the new things Google specifically highlighted for Nano Banana 2. The ability to generate infographics, turn notes into diagrams, and create data visualizations. Let me test the infographic side of this. A clean, modern editorial infographic explaining how a lithium-ion battery works. Labeled cross-section diagram showing the anode, cathode, electrolyte, and separator. Flat design style. White background, blue and orange color scheme. Bold section headers. Arrows showing the direction of electron and ion flow during charging and discharging. Educational and easy to understand at a glance. Sometimes it cannot generate an image, but if you try multiple times, it generates one. Look at the structure of that. Cross-section labels in the right places. Arrows showing electron flow. Color-coded sections for each component. Bold headers that a non-scientist could read and actually understand. It is an accurate, structured, educational infographic about a real, technically complex subject. Next, Nano Banana 2 now supports aspect ratios that no previous version of Nano Banana supported. A middle-aged female potter shaping a clay vase on a pottery wheel inside a cozy ceramic studio rendered in 4 different ratios: 1:1 square, 9:16 vertical story, 16:9 widescreen, and 4:1 ultra-wide banner. These ultra-wide and ultra-narrow formats are specifically for things like website banners, panoramic headers, and vertical story formats that previous image models could not handle natively. The easy tests are done. Now let us push this thing to its limits. This is the one I was most excited to test, because what Google is claiming here is genuinely different from anything other image models offer at this level. Nano Banana 2 can search the web in real time time while generating your image. Let me give you an example. The Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, painted in the style of Van Gogh's Starry Night. Thick, swirling brush strokes, vivid blues and yellows, dramatic night sky. Search for accurate visual references of the real building first, then apply the style. Aspect ratio 16:9, no text. So here is a side-by-side comparison of the real Hagia Sophia in Istanbul and the generated one. Absolutely amazing. It guesses what Hagia Sophia looks like, so it searched for real reference images of the actual building, the minarets, the buttresses, the exact proportions of the central dome, and then it painted all of that in Van Gogh's style. Next, subject consistency is one of the hardest problems in AI image generation. Let me test this. Create a single image showing all 14. Donald Trump, Taylor Swift, Elon Musk, Beyonce, Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet, Selena Gomez, Dwayne Johnson, Michelle Obama, Mark Zuckerberg, Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, LeBron James, Kim Kardashian at a surprise birthday party inside a cozy living room. I Googled and randomly put the names of some famous people. Now see what it generates. Every character in that scene matches the reference I gave, with the same face, same hair, and same body structures at the current time. Character consistency is great. Now let me push it to the 6-image story test. This is harder because the model has to maintain consistency not just across a single image, but across a sequence. Create a 6-part visual story about a tiny robot who gets lost in a big city and tries to find its way home. The story should have a clear emotional arc: confusion, fear, a small moment of kindness from a stranger, rising hope, a setback, and finally a joyful reunion. Generate each panel separately in 16:9 format. Keep the robot's design, color, and size strictly identical in every single panel. Vary camera angles and expressions throughout. Look at panel 1 and look at panel 6. The little robot still has the same round eyes, the same size relative to everything around it, and the character is clearly the same character across all 6 frames. That is genuinely impressive. This is the feature that makes Nano Banana 2 useful for storyboarding. And also, the other major claim from Google is that Nano Banana 2 follows complex, multi-layered instructions much more strictly than before. Let me test this with a prompt I designed to stack as many specific requirements as possible at once. Cinematic close-up portrait of an elderly Japanese ceramicist in her workshop. She is holding a cracked blue and white porcelain bowl up to the light from a small window on her left. The crack in the bowl is filled with gold. Kintsugi repair. Her hands are weathered and clay-stained. She is wearing a deep indigo linen apron over a white linen shirt. Expression: serene pride. Slightly tilted head, soft smile, eyes focused on the bowl, not the camera. Lighting: single, natural light source from the window, creating dramatic side lighting. Background: blurred shelves of pottery in warm amber tones, shot on 85mm lens. Shallow depth of field, film grain, no text. Aspect ratio 3:4. That is 11 separate specific requirements in a single prompt. Now let's see the results. That is what enhanced instruction following actually looks like when it works. Next, I want to be honest about something here. The speed difference between Nano Banana 2 and Nano Banana Pro is real. You will feel it immediately when you switch between them. But here is the important question. Does the quality actually hold up at that speed? The Nano Banana Pro output on the left and the Nano Banana 2 output on the right. For 90% of use cases, most people would not be able to tell you which one is Pro and which one is not. One more complex test before we get to the limitations. Triptych infographic comparing 3 methods of brewing coffee: French press, pour over, and espresso. Each panel shows the brewing method in a clean cross-section diagram with the key steps labeled. Bold panel headers, high contrast, minimalist line art style on a dark navy background with cream and orange accents. Aspect ratio 16:9. 3 panels, 3 completely different brewing setups, each with accurate cross-section diagrams. The plunger mechanism in the French press, the filter and pour angle in the pour over, the pressurized chamber in the espresso machine. Labels and style consistent across all 3. The dark navy palette held all the way through. That is a technically accurate, visually clean, multi-panel educational image generated from a single prompt. That is world knowledge plus text rendering plus instruction, following all working together in a single output. But there are also some limitations of Nano Banana 2, because you deserve to know before you commit to using this for serious work. First, Nano Banana 2 supports resolutions from 512 pixels to 4K, but in the Gemini app, free users get access up to 1K resolution. Paid users get up to 2K. 4K resolution is available through the API and developer tools: Gemini API, AI Studio, Vertex AI. But that costs money. So if you read 4K support and thought you were getting 4K for free in the Gemini app, that is not the full story. For most social media use cases, 1K and 2K are perfectly fine. But if you are building production assets for print or large format display, you need to factor in the API costs. Second, I want to be clear about this because I have seen some coverage that makes it sound like Nano Banana 2 simply replaces Pro entirely, but it does not. For tasks requiring maximum factual accuracy, Nano Banana Pro is still the more reliable tool. Google confirmed this explicitly. Pro and 2 serve different purposes. Now let me give you the full picture on exactly where you can access Nano Banana 2 right now and what it costs. Nano Banana 2 is now the default image generation model inside the Gemini app across all modes, Fast, Thinking, and Pro. You can try Nano Banana 2 in the Gemini app using the new templates feature. If you have a free Google account and you're 18 or older, you can access it right now. No payment required. Free users, up to 1000 resolution. Paid users on Google AI Pro or Ultra, up to 2K resolution. Also, Nano Banana 2 is now the default model for image generation in Google Search through AI mode and through Google Lens. This rolls out across 141 countries and territories on the Google app, desktop, and mobile in 8 additional languages. Also, Nano Banana 2 is the new default image generation model inside Flow, Google's video editing tool. And here is the part that matters. It is available to all Flow users for 0 credits. If you are a developer, Nano Banana 2 is available in preview through AI Studio and the Gemini API. You can start building with it right now using a paid API key. It is also available in Google Anti-Gravity, Firebase, and on Google Cloud through Vertex AI. Nano Banana 2 is also powering image suggestions inside Google Ads campaigns. If you run Google Ads and you use the AI-generated creative suggestions, those suggestions are now coming from Nano Banana 2. So that is all about the Google Nano Banana 2. Access links are in the description. Now, my question for you, which of these features are you most excited to test? Let me know in the comments. I read all of them. And if you want to see me test Nano Banana 2 head-to-head against the other major image generation models, side by side, same prompts, full comparison, then tell me in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.